Yes, I am a huge ABBA fan.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another Cats and Rats NHL After Dark. I'm your host Kirby Loophole, joined alongside both of my co-hosts who are in the building, Nicholas J. Levine and Cody Stevens. I'm not going to call this the season finale because we might have another one or two After Darks, especially post July 1st. We're going to break everything down. But Nick, we are going to go to what the audience wants here today because we also might have a special guest later if he does have time to drop by for another topic here tonight. But we should start with the Panthers, right?
We're going to start with the topic everybody wants to hear. The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup. No, I'm joking. We're going to be talking about the Florida Panthers.
Actually, we are going to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes winning the Stanley Cup because I want to get this over with. So,
no. Okay, Nick, show the stuff on the screen then. Show the stuff on the screen.
Damn it, I didn't have it ready. Shit.
If Cody wants to go on a rant, we got to throw some stuff up on the screen.
Are we actually going to do this real quick?
What rant do you want me to go on?
Cody's running an audible. Cody, I don't know how many audibles the Dolphins should run this year. Just run the script.
Are we going to do Are we doing Hellebuyck? Or are we doing...
What are we doing?
We're doing the Hurricanes. I get this shit out the way because I don't want to talk about it.
You didn't say that off air. Okay, Nick, throw all the stuff up there. I threw a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm looking. Jeez.
Go ahead, Cody.
But unfortunately, the Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup, defeating the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games from 4-2. Jordan Staal is your Conn Smythe winner.
I am your winner, everyone, with the predictions. Hit the bell.
Ding.
But just
there we go. A lot of stats here. Oh, I didn't even have this one. You had this one ready?
Consecutive games with a goal in the first 5 games of the Stanley Cup final. Cyclone Taylor, Maurice the Rocket Richard, and Jean Beliveau.
That's in a historic list, Cody.
A very historic list. 70 years between it has ever happened after it happened twice in 5 years.
Relax,
but I mean, Jordan Staal was a beast this series. I can't go around that. Yep. He was the 1C for he was basically the 1C for the Carolina Hurricanes. I've seen some stuff online saying, "Oh, Sebastian Aho's a 1C." No, he's not, because this guy took on the majority of the meaningful face-offs.
Hellebuyck news to come. Cody's making you guys wait.
Yep.
Can we throw up that Stanley Cup one there, Nick? Because I think that's going to get the chat going here. What is the most dominant Stanley Cup team here in the last decade? We can even go decade plus here. And I want everyone to get involved in this and what their thoughts are. I know, Nick, you've always talked about the Colorado Avalanche team, and I've always kind of leaned to that side. I do think you need to have both Panther teams somewhere in the top 3 to 5. I'm very high on the Panthers of 24.
You know,
I know a lot of.
I will say this, and on the 2025 team, as you see here, we have the 25 Panthers lead the charge at number 1. The 24 Panthers are at number 5. The 26 Carolina Hurricanes are 7th. They are behind the 2023 Vegas Golden Knights, the 2022 Avalanche, and both the Lightning. So I will say this, in hindsight, I think you appreciate how dominant that 25 team was.
I would go playoffs here from Irvin, but you can't include the regular season. Go ahead there, Nick.
I wouldn't include the regular season.
I think it tells a bit of the story, but the main story.
I think looking at it,
but that also bumped Carolina up. Only 2 losses?
Short.
Three.
Looking at who we played. You played the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were favored to win the series. They were honest. They were Stanley Cup contenders. They were. Andre Vasilevsky, like the whole freaking package. All we heard about was that Fable Camisa. Did the Panthers have a chance? Yes, they did. Again, the Toronto Maple Leafs were thought to be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Take them to 7. We beat them. The Carolina Hurricanes, who won the Stanley Cup the following year, and then Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in their second straight Stanley Cup. So
I don't know who made the list. Adonis. It's a gambling site. I don't know.
But here's the thing.
Antonio, not Adonis.
The 26 Hurricanes should be above the 23 Knights, I think. just based off the run.
Yes, I agree.
have them like the 2020 Lightning. I think I have them right around 4 or 5 for me.
I'm with Adonis here. I'm just very high on the 24 Panthers. I think they should be second or third. Like the Tampa Bay thing, guys, shortened seasons, COVID.
But
how can you say it's being graded by a Panthers?
And I also think you have to measure who they played. And I'm not trying to shit on the Carolina Hurricanes, but the competition is just there's no comparison when you take a look at who the Florida Panthers played. Like they had to play the Lightning, they had to play the Maple Leafs, they played Carolina, they played Connor McDavid in those 2 Stanley Cup finals. Arguably he's chasing to be the greatest player of all time. Those 2 cups that he lost may have cost him that. But when you take a look at the road to the final, it's Ottawa, and I know everybody can say, "Oh, Ottawa was favored." I'm like, Ottawa was a wild card team.
Not favored. People were thinking Ottawa was going to give them a fight.
They were starting to be
or
smart.
There were people picking Ottawa. There were people picking Ottawa. That doesn't mean
our boy Ryan was. He picked them for the conference final.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything. They were a wild card team. And with all due respect to Philadelphia, they shouldn't have been there. Like that is the reason why that second round opponent the way it was, because the New York Rangers fell off.
And so did the Devils. That was another team that should have been in that spot. I think it's it's kind of tough to put in because if you look on paper, the roster, the 26 Hurricanes are the worst roster on this list. And it's mainly due to the fact that if you're going 1C, look at 25 Panthers, 24 Panthers, Sparkoff, 22 Avalanche, McKinnon, 21-20 Lightning. Hell, that's Braden Point. 17 Penguins? Yeah, that's Sidney Crosby. Like the only team that
there, the Blues or even the Capitals.
The Capitals was what Kuznetsov, but Kuznetsov was a dog that year.
Pretty heavy front loaded Washington, but I didn't love St. Louis's roster.
And by the way, I looked at the stats for that Washington team. I think they had 3 defensemen playing 24 minutes a night.
What, Carlson,
Niskanen?
Was Niskanen on that team? I know Kempney was on that team.
No, Kempney was only playing like 14 to I was not playing a lot. No, I don't think every team does, Antonio. I will say this. I personally think the top 5 teams on this list beat Carolina in a 7-game series.
How many?
The top 5 teams.
Okay, I'm not saying a lot of these. Some of them could. A couple of them could dog walk the Hurricanes, but I want to give them respect.
Because I'll just say this. Let me ask you a question. Do the 25 Florida Panthers, do the 22 Avalanche, do the 21 Lightning, do the 20 Lightning, do the 2024 Panthers, do they get shut down by Frederick Anderson and Brandon Bussey?
No.
Okay. Does Jordan Stahl have a Conn Smythe level run against those teams?
He could. I'm not saying he would.
Okay. Right? If Sebastian Aho is as poor as he was this playoff against these teams, what the hell you think is going to happen to Jordan
I think
Stahl?
it's kind of the same against those teams.
Yeah.
For Aho.
It's
just I hate on the guy. I'm just trying to be honest.
But here's the thing. On paper, that 22 Avalanche is really dominant. But the reason why I think they have the 25 Panthers above them is between the pipes. Darcy Kemper versus Sergei Bobrovsky. And I think that's the big difference between those two teams. I know Kirby loves that 24 team a bit better than the 25 team. I think it's due more to the regular season, the way they battled adversity early on.
It plays in a little bit, but not completely.
But that 25 team for me was they could score 6 goals while shutting you down on the other end.
And Cody, I know this happened, but just say the Panthers beat them in 5. We don't talk about this whole 3-0 game 7. And then they really had no adversity and had a great regular season and a great playoffs. But that kind of gets held against
them. And I want to give credit to Carolina. What they did to be able to do what they've done for a long period of time and remain that consistent to a style of play with probably, let's be honest, the only coach in the NHL that can get away with a personnel like that and have the success he does is Rod Brind'Amour. I mean, with all due respect to Eric Tulsky, that roster is not that good.
I think he's getting so much praise right now. Wait till next year. And if
Rod Brind'Amour,
you're going to look at Tulsky, not Brind'Amour.
Rod Brind'Amour is literally, like, you could argue he's the best coach. Like, what he does, like, what that system does for that team, it's just plug and play.
Rod Brindamore shows up more than their star player like Aho does. How much can you say that in professional sports?
And the other thing is just like, I think Brindamore is probably 1 or 2 when it comes to coaches. To me now, I think he's leapfrog Cooper with all due
I
respect.
agree, Antonio. It is impressive, but first of all, does that mean they beat the other teams on this list? Because let's be honest here, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but for us, but coincidence, they haven't been able to break through, and then the Rangers and the Panthers aren't here this year. The competition was weaker this year. No question.
Well,
and
they took advantage of it.
And they took advantage of it.
Admit that the competition was weaker?
I think they would.
A fan in the chat here?
I'm not trying to discredit that. They did what they needed to do. They took advantage of the weaker competition. They did what Tampa didn't do. Right? So, but at the end of the day,
lost 2-7. Carolina dog walked them in 5.
But at the end of the day, while it is impressive, Antonio, do you think Anderson and Bussey get the job done against any of the top 5 teams on this list?
And what's going to happen next year is, it kind of sucks that it may happen. If let's say they go back to the conference finals and they face, or a second round conference final and they face us or whatever, and we dog walk them again, people are going to discredit this cup right here, because they're like, oh, you only won it because the Panthers won it. If we do it again to them.
Well, and I think people try to discredit Rod Brindamore, and
Thank you, Matthew.
But I want to go back. Can we go back to Jeremy's there? Because I've talked to you guys about this off air. I think, Jeremy, Carolina should be aggressive. Don't lay back. Don't rest on your laurels. And that's where Tulski has to come in. Add to this roster, add to the weak points of it. And you could argue that's goaltending, even though Freddie Anderson had a legendary run here, a great run here. I still think goaltending is a weak spot for them, and you need to improve other parts of the roster.
Well, you need a second-line center still.
But you can't just depend on
I'm just going to say this.
38-year-old Jordan
To be
Staal.
able to win a Stanley Cup with the amount of holes on their roster, looking at it on paper, to be able to win a cup, when, let's be honest here, I know Jordan Staal was spectacular. He's a elite third-line center. He's a William
Especially in a regular
Karlsson.
season, 84 games.
You want to put him in the William Karlsson tier? Absolutely. Higher than that? No problem. You want to put Jordan Staal and what Anton Lundell is to the Florida Panthers? You want to say that's what he is to Carolina? Absolutely. Maybe even higher because they rely on him more.
Hell, go after Dylan Larkin.
I think Dylan Larkin would be an incredible pickup. And again,
I think Carolina should be in on anyone. They were in on
I
Tavares,
think Carolina, particularly with how they historically valued the goaltending position, there's some options out there. I don't think they should waste tons of assets to go get this big-time goaltender. I think they need to – I would I would spend the assets to go get insurance down the middle, a la Dylan Larkin, and then maybe go – and put another prospector, second or third round pick. Like if they go get Jordan Binnington and Dylan Larkin this offseason, I think they're a much better team. Like I think to me, that would be the route Carolina could potentially go. I don't know if Dylan Larkin's on Carolina's on Dylan Larkin's list, but Jeremy, I don't think they signed Bob. I think they'll be interested, but I
just want to go to Irvin's point because it was on the screen there. I don't know. Benino, that was a huge, what was it? Was it their third line, Cody, or their second?
HPK line. Benino, Hagelin, Kessel.
Was it their second line it moved up to? It was originally the third?
No, it was their third line because remember, Malkin was your second line center.
Okay. So, yeah, maybe if that line is kind of recaptured.
I say no. And it's mainly because
Cullen would have been older at that point, too.
Yeah,
right?
but Cullen was like damn near 40 at that point.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, does Washington win a cup? Yes, they still do. Because Alex Ovechkin was on a different level in that 18 postseason than he was in any other postseason.
No,
it was his last chance.
He was back checking on plays, laying every hit you could. When you needed a goal, he was always around the puck.
And remember, Vegas had all the magic, and that magic.
And Ovechkin and Washington zapped it like this. And in those Capitals, in that Capitals team, not only Kuznetsov was a top 5 center that year. He was unbelievable.
There's a couple different things I want to talk about. I'm seeing in the chat.
Like Nikushkin when
number one, Antonio, I do think we beat them maybe in 5 or 6, a healthy Panther team. But again, you have to give Carolina credit.
It depends if we win game 1 or 2. If we win game 1, we deflate them again. Because a lot of the stuff between Panthers and Carolina, it's all mental. And the 25 run, 25 Eastern Conference Finals was all mental. We zapped them like this.
Here's the thing, Matthew. I think, yeah, sure, they need Bob, but I don't think they value the goaltending position enough to say, let's go spend the cap space we have on a goaltender. I just don't think they're going to want to spend $7 million and this is just signing him. I don't think they want to waste trade assets or lots of free agent money on an older goaltender. I don't think they want to do that.
They've talked about free agent money a lot of times. They're always
sure, but not in the net, not in net.
Well, they might be happy with finally their defense and not have to make any.
What's stopping them from saying Jordan Binnington, Brandon Bussey, and Pyotr Kochetkov are enough for next year?
That's still more than they normally do with Binnington.
Correct.
So
that's nothing stopping them from doing that.
For me, that's
an upgrade to me too.
To me, I don't think they waste all these assets to go after a big-time goalie or go pay Bobrovsky. I think the assets should be spent on a big-time forward, Dylan Larkin, and then you can go trade for Jordan Binnington.
Now, if it doesn't work out with Binnington, that could be a lateral movement or a possible downgrade. But Freddie Anderson, at the best of times, you can't trust him with his health and his performance and different things like that. We've seen him in the 23 playoffs when he couldn't even play game 2 because he was exhausted and tired. So I don't know. I think there's upgrades on Freddie for sure.
Yeah. Tulsky already tried to do that with Miko. Again, I don't know if Dylan Larkin wants to play there. People saying,
that was a mistake on Tulsky's part.
Well, they say they won this because Miko ran and then a request that is not there. I'm like, guys, if we were hurt and Miko Rantanen was still on that team, they're winning the cup. Like, that doesn't change anything.
Hell, they probably beat Vegas in 5 instead of 6.
Right?
Because it's just with Carolina, it's just they're going to be looking at the forward front because back end, I think they're set because I think they're high on Nikish and Miller's locked in, Slavin's locked in, Chatfield's locked in, Walker's locked in, Ghost is locked in. So there's not really a spot right there.
I think what Carolina did insulating Anderson and Bussey much more impressive. Like I think what Vegas did with Adin Hill, I mean, the structure they played with was really impressive. I view Adin Hill higher than a Frederick Anderson or a Brandon Bussey. And then secondly, Matthew or Antonio, I don't know if they go the Hellebuyck route for the reasons I just said. They feel. Let me say this. There was a rumor, I think it came out today, that the Carolina Hurricanes weren't willing to part ways with Pyotr Kochetkov to go get Vincent Trocheck. Kochetkov was injured this year. So what does that say about how they value him? Now they value Bussey. They feel that they have money and assets. If Dylan Larkin or another big-time forward are out there, let's say Kyle Connor becomes available. I don't know. Whoever it is. If you're the Carolina Hurricanes, are you not prioritizing spending your assets to go get a big-time forward? Because we know the value. We just saw a goaltender traded today for peanuts compared to probably what they can bring to the table. Why wouldn't Carolina say we can go spend a second and a third and get a Jordan Binnington, and really we'll feel comfortable with that, and then the big money and big assets go to a forward? I think that's the route they need to go.
And Matthew, I'm going to say this now. He is available because if he wasn't, it would have been shut down by now.
I think the fact that it's starting to gain smoke, I mean, I thought there was no chance he was getting dealt, if you asked me 2 weeks ago. The fact that it's still going on, the way Elliot Friedman talks about it, the way David Pagnotta talks about it, the way other people, Matthew, I'm sure you know, talk about it. You know who I'm referring to. It's very odd. And, I don't know what the goalie market, the value for.
I think it's a buyer's market I've talked about.
I think it's a buyer's market right now. And Antonio, I know you're saying they want an arm and a leg. The fact of the matter is,
no one's giving up an arm and a leg for a goaltender.
Not even next year, right? So, and he'll be a year older next year. And I'll just say this. I would believe Cheveldayoff may wait another year, and he still might. But like Cody said, the fact that it's not shot down by now, I'll phrase it like this. I believe there's a reason why there's no goaltending news on the Florida front yet. And I believe they're waiting on Hellebuyck. I believe that's the holdup right now.
And it's going to disappoint some people, I think, in Winnipeg. I don't think this Hellebuyck package is going to be as big as everyone makes it out to be.
No, I've seen Winnipeg fans say
Patrick Woll got traded for 3 players, not even a pick.
I think and again, we were talking off air about the possibility of a 3-year deal. Well, Igor has much more value. Connor Hellebuyck's 33 years old. You know, and Matthew, I agree with this. I don't think that this is going to require Lundell and the 9th because this isn't a right shot defenseman. This isn't a center.
We're not getting Scheifele.
Right? So when you look at, and I've seen Winnipeg Jets fans online, and I think a good chunk of them, if not a majority of them, are saying 9th overall pick, Sam Miskevich. Majority of them are not expecting.
They're the opposite of Red Wings fans. They're the opposite. No,
they're not expecting an Anton Lundell. But I think if you put together an offer that has a 9th overall pick, a former first-round pick in Sam Miskevich, who holds whatever value you guys want to debate, I would give up another prospect like Vilmanis if that's what it required. I'd give up both the seconds. Like you get 3 top 50 picks, a 22-year-old cost-controlled forward who scored 15 goals and has a Stanley Cup. I mean, start to put a package together. If Hellebuyck decides I want to go to Florida, that is my preference. That's not a disrespectful offer by any means, because if you're the Winnipeg Jets and you're looking at this retool, you have a chance to get Vigo Bjork and Albert Schmeetz on top of the 2 second-round picks and Mackie Samoskevich. I think that's a really good offer. Again, this top 10 pick has a lot more value than people are expecting. Like this isn't a 20. Like
I think the player empowerment here from Swerve and Urban, it's got a little bit overboard here, and it needs to self-correct here. And I think that's where Yzerman, others
expect what to be done before the draft.
The Hellebuyck thing.
Okay.
Yep, share the stuff up there.
Shout out our boy David T right there. But it's just with the goalie trade, there's not really a precedent for it. Like the only precedent's Linus Ullmark, and that took a fourth liner and a goalie, a backup goalie.
Did they get a first for that?
Mm-hmm. But it was a late first.
Antonio, I think again, you're getting rid of a top 10 pick. The 9th overall pick, you're getting rid of prospects. You're getting rid of a lot of pieces here. You're getting rid of 4 or 5 quality pieces. One of them you could argue is an elite piece with the top 10 pick. And Hellebuyck's 33. This isn't goaltenders don't go for 2 or 3 first-round picks. They just don't. Like Mikko Rantanen got 2 first-round picks in Logan Stankoven.
And that shouldn't be looked at as a Tulski W like everyone's parading.
I agree with that.
It's Mikko Rantanen. Look at his numbers, everyone.
like
come on.
Here's Antonio. Those are 2 25th overall picks and Logan Stankoven. So what you're telling me is,
and it was Taylor Hall that they added and a pick throw in.
But I'm just saying for Randon, you're telling me 2 middle 6 late first rounders and Logan Stankoven, who I like and had a hell of a playoffs, but I don't know, has he ever broke 60 points in his career?
So do you buy this, Nick, that they're saying Stankoven, Ehlers, Hall, and then that pick are all part of the Rantanen thing?
No.
Hell no.
That's what they're saying because they wouldn't have afforded Ehlers if they had Rantanen there and all this stuff. But anyway.
Ehlers was theirs to lose. That's
what they're trying to sell with the narrative right now.
And it's just like Cups really mess with narratives. Like it's just so.
It messed with ours a bit in 23.
And I also think there's something else. Like again,
and that was a team that lost in the Cup.
Not to put more.
Hellebuyck makes 8.5.
So Connor Hrabchak, reporter for the Winnipeg Jets, said, time for a fan base vibe check. Will Connor Hellebuyck still be a Winnipeg Jet? 37% of people said yes. The rest said no. And you're looking here. This is Harrison Lee. For all of our Panther fans, this is Winnipeg Armando Velez. Okay, he's the host of the Winnipeg Locked On podcast.
And
saying 37% of people thinking he's sticking around are going to be a touch disappointed in who's actually in goal. You could read that right there and automatically infer that he is available. That was the one question for me is Winnipeg actually going to move him? And I to me, based off what's come out, until it's directly stated otherwise, I'm choosing to believe now that he's available. And I know all these people, well, does Hellebuyck want to leave? I mean, it's, did you not see the post?
How is Bobrovsky not coming back? How can you guys say that based on, well, let's do based on track record, right? So when Bill Zito gets deals done, let's put this out there. They're usually done within the next week of the season ending.
Now, people are always going to bring up that Sam Reinhart one.
Oh, yeah, but that was a week after the Cup.
He has a full NMC.
There was different parameters there. The team was playing.
That was
deep
a
into the
week
playoffs.
after the Cup.
Like you would think, Zito has had a lot of time to talk to Sergei Bobrovsky, right, Nick? With no playoffs.
I'm just saying. I think it, and I know many people in the chat agree with me. If he was going to stay, I think it would have been done by now.
It would have been done by now. Like, and here's the thing: it's just like if it's not done by now, the Panthers have these assets that cannot.
Like, you got to know by the end of this week.
Like, you got to have one final offer, especially if Hellebuyck's name's out there, because the draft is next week. It's next week, and those where the majority of your assets lie. And if you either are going to hear, there's going to be news sometime in the next week or so. There will be news. It's either Bobrovsky resigns, which is a lower percent chance of happening, or the Panthers trade for somebody. The more this goes on, the less likely I think this 9th overall pick is going to be picked by us. Dead honest.
You mean what?
The more this goes on, the lesser chance we're picking at 9.
Well,
we're probably not picking to the
barring
third
anything
round.
out of left field, and I think outside of, like, unless we strike out on everything, which I don't know if that's going to happen. We have enough assets to get something done. Unless Bobrovsky comes back and says, oh, by the way, I'm willing to do this. Let's just do it now. Unless he comes and says, I'll bend over backwards. You could keep me. I'll take this pay cut and that pay cut. And he makes all types of concessions. And so this is something out of left field. I think it's gone. And outside of that, it's Binnington or Hellebuyck.
There's no way in blue hell that even happens because of the goaltending department. You have Roberto Luongo in the front office.
The biggest shock would be if the Hurricanes pay big money to Bob, not just that, and the other combination that the Panthers go budget goaltending. That would just blow me away. I don't think it's very possible. Hey,
like a 5% chance we do that.
But if that happened, then Antonio, you can come here and say, "Wait, what do you guys think now?" We might be speechless. We might not have nothing to say. I think you guys are saying we have a lot to say here tonight in the chat. I don't know what I would say to that. It would go really coarse recorrection from how the Panthers have operated versus how the Hurricanes have operated. But I do think it's more possible the Hurricanes guys go big money shopping on goaltending versus the Panthers going budget shopping on goaltending.
That I agree with, but I don't think either of those happen.
Okay.
For the reasons I just stated.
Yeah.
And I think the Panthers want somebody who's experienced and
I don't think they're being persuaded by what Vegas did, what Carolina did, what Philadelphia did. I don't think what Buffalo did. I don't think that's going to persuade them off of
here's
what
the
they
thing.
want.
I mean, okay. Meeks, you know what they're going to do? They're going to turn off the TV at the watch party, and they're going to walk out, and they're going to be like, with the 9th overall selection of the 2026 NHL draft, the Florida Panthers select Connor Hellebuyck from the Winnipeg Jets, and out walks Hellebuyck in a Florida Panther jersey, and then we all go away.
I still think the shock of the offseason is somehow Mike Babcock's going to get another job.
Well,
There's just
talk about that.
There's just no way.
I thought that's almost official, but
with like
we'll go another 5 minutes, 10 minutes here with Panthers talk.
It's just the way everything is smelling right now. It's smoking. Do you guys think Maurice and Tusk? There's nothing to fix with Hellebuyck.
Adonis,
Oh,
I love this.
Please elaborate on that mythical.
I love this comment from Adonis because when people say, "Whoa, there's uncertainty in net. They don't have a goaltender." I'm like, "Well, no fucking shit. We're gonna have one in 2 weeks." Like they think that we're just gonna sit on our hands and do nothing.
Then we get someone, then they're like, "Oh, the
Panthers oh yeah, you can make moves. You can make trades. No fucking shit. We have money.
We're not tanking. We're not tanking. We tried to this year. We couldn't even tank this year.
And you guys think, when you guys think of the most shocking trades of the last 5 or 6 years, the Panthers are 1 and 2, or maybe 3 if you want to put them there. Like, could Chuck trade 1?
I think 1 or 2. Who do you have ahead of the Panthers?
Ranton into Carolina. For pure shock value?
Yeah, but I'm not giving Carolina credit for making the big moves.
It was just
who actually keep the player. Like Seth Jones, Matthew Tkachuk, Brad Marchand. Like, I don't know if there's a bigger team than that. And then all the stuff that happened before that, Monter and Bennett and all that.
I don't worry about the playoff. Panthers. I don't worry about the playoff thing for numerous reasons. Number one, like you say here, Tallis and Maurice change Bobrovsky.
I think that's just a mental thing. I don't think it's anything.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I said this on Spaces. I said this. If Mitch Marner can change a fucking narrative, I don't have a.
But Vegas didn't show Marner other stuff other than to play center because they needed him to play there. They didn't show him ways to play the game. It's all here, and freeing him up. That's what the Panthers would be doing with Hellebuyck.
I wonder if the Panthers were always lowballing Bob because they could get Hellebuyck. Well, here's the thing: we know they
get a lot of guys.
They called a month ago on Hellebuyck. They called when he made that comment after the season, the postseason presser. Kirby, we heard they called, and now it's publicly reported. They talked.
We put it out there 2 weeks ago on the podcast. Or whatever.
So we said that 2 weeks. Yeah, we said that a couple weeks ago. And
we knew it a week before that, at least.
Right. So they've spoken. Like, this is something they've clearly identified. Kirby, let me see if I can find it. Actually, hold on a minute.
It would have been weeks before that. Actually,
weeks before. Let me see if
we're not recording every week.
Yeah, if anybody could look here, and and who's number 2 on the list right there? And this is not in any particular order, but this was a list given to us. Who's that number 2? Hellebuyck. The other names are still options.
And again, everyone, we're going to probably talk about Joseph Woll here after the break, but he's not on this list because he wasn't given to us. I wanted Joseph Woll, but that's not a name we heard.
And a name that's also been separate from this, and I'll say, you say Soros. I don't know if that's really going to happen at this point, especially with the move Nashville made today, but I think it's one of Binnington or Hellebuyck. And Matthew brings up a really good point right here. Tallis changed nothing about Bob, mythical. He got him to be more routined, got him to play within a smart structure, schedule, gym, work, and film. I think Tallis can do that with Hellebuyck. And again, Connor Hellebuyck's not a guy you have to worry about. And if you have any clue about how the goaltending department runs, it's pretty independent of Paul Maurice. It's not – the goalies are its own separate entity when it comes to our team. Right. So
a lot of teams, but yeah.
And a lot of teams. But when you're asking John Tortorella, why are you not putting Aiden Hill in? Well, is it his decision?
He was kind of controlling that.
He was controlling that, right? Yeah. So this is a bit of a difference where I think the goaltenders are their own separate entity. And whatever goaltender they get, obviously they want to make sure that it fits everything. But Connor Hellebuyck's a top 3 goalie in the world. Gold medalist, 3-time Vezina, won a fucking Hart. As a goalie, the Hart. Cody, tell me who the last goalie to win the Hart was.
Carey Price.
Carey Price. Is he good, gentlemen?
You want to ask me the last one before that?
Jose Theodore.
Oh, yeah, Cody might be right. He shouldn't have got that. I was going to say Dominic Hasek.
There you go.
No, because people don't know this. Jose Theodore was actually tied for the Hart with Kirby's hometown boy, Jerome McGinley.
A Chicago writer left Jerome McGinley, I think, off the ballot.
Antonio, if we have Hellebuyck.
Chicago writer, Antonio.
If we have Hellebuyck, the replacement for Bob's there.
Look the same with Bob. And the system's not changing. The system ain't going to change, buddy. Like,
no, the players that come in here have to adapt to the system. It ain't changing because Connor Hellebuck's coming in or Dylan Larkin's coming in.
Okay, Antonio, do you know what Sergei Bobrovsky was like in the playoffs before the Florida Panthers? Heck, even to start his career.
Yeah, I've watched Hellebuyck.
Prime Corey Crawford?
Oh, no.
That's definition of a guy getting carried.
No. I'm not taking Chris Osgood or Corey Crawford over Connor Hellebuyck. That's where it stops.
Come on. There's no way.
Those are system goalies, right? Chris Osgood, Corey Crawford. Brandon Holtby is on the fringe, Cody. I know you kind of liked him.
I like Holtby.
He's on the fringe of a system versus
you know what he has what those two don't?
What, you're going to say a Vezina?
Mm-hmm.
I think he put it together that 1 year there, but okay.
Dude, he was cracked that 1 year, and then he was like average the rest.
Yeah, like numbers. It's kind of like
remember that paddle save. Remember that paddle save Aiden Hill had on Nick Cousins?
Yeah.
Braden Holtby did it first on Alex Tuck.
So that was the moment of that series. There we're going back.
Like
I think the moment actually for Washington was.
We're talking about dominant Cup teams. 2013 Chicago is number one on my list, and it's no one close.
Alexka, don't even play with me right now.
Alexka,
not even play with me right
now.
How tired are you right now?
Was Quick a system goal? Quick was elite on his own.
Elite on his own.
Oh my gosh.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
What are we saying? Quick, I'm going elite.
Corey Crawford never started for Canada. Jonathan Quick started for Team USA.
Irvin, you know Quick better than anyone being a Canucks fan. And Antonio, you should know being a Blackhawks fan.
Didn't Quick win a Conn Smythe or am I tripping?
Yeah, he was
in
Cody,
14, right?
Look at the numbers.
Those numbers were ridiculous.
Is
he
that
like
against
950.
Or was that William? Who won that year?
What?
The LA Ranger year.
LA Ranger.
Or it was the New Jersey LA season. I'm trying to remember.
I think it was New Jersey LA. I think
okay.
It was Justin Williams.
Yeah, Justin Williams. The Ranger year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like listen.
You can pull it up, you can share it on the screen, what his numbers were, the votes. But no, I put Quick is in the Hall of Fame class, international. I'm pretty sure Hockey Hall of Fame, some numbers could hold up there.
Before Hellebuyck came along, there was an argument that Jonathan Quick could have been the greatest American goaltender ever. Like,
yeah. Well, you had Mike Richter, John Van Biesbroek before.
I think those guys deserve a spot at the table.
Connor Hellebuyck.
Yeah, I was glad you say that.
There's no relation here. Connor Hellebuck's agent is Ray Petkow. I don't know how to pronounce. He's like his only notable client. It's James Reimer, Capo Kakkonen.
Goalies.
Like, it's all goalies. Like
Laurent Brossois, Capo Kakkonen. Guess what? He has a history with Zito.
Good market to kind of corner, the goalie market. Odd individuals.
Like it's.
I mean, the goaltending department, the way they operate on a day-to-day basis, it's not like Maurice has a say in any of the goaltenders. I don't even know if the management has full, say.
The Panthers were the first organization to implement the goaltending department in the NHL. And other teams copy that blueprint now, but they haven't been able to reach that level. Drafting, development,
day-to-day starts. It's not like, oh, they're with the group. It's like they're their own thing. They're their own department. And the team works with that department.
And they give them a lot of decisions.
And it leaves them alone.
And the organization gives them a lot of say, Nick, on trades, on free agency stuff like we're dealing with here right now, a lot.
Yeah.
I would say more than maybe anyone.
Now this is their busiest offseason, but I mean, they usually.
Well, it was all the other players before. It was the forwards and defense the last two offseasons.
Now it's the goaltending. This is probably the biggest storyline, right?
Yeah, and people this year did not come to us guys during post games and say, stop talking about the goaltending. They did the other years, but this year they knew what was coming here.
Antonio. I mean, come on.
Well, Bennington is Canadian.
I want to remind you quick, Antonio. Let me see here.
I'm trying to, Antonio. I'm trying to educate
Take care,
you.
Swervin.
Or if you forgot.
Take care, Swervin, Yervin.
Take care, Irvin.
I want to talk about this. I think Jacob Trouba.
What did it take to get Corey Schneider? Hold up.
Both the 8th overall.
Horvat. And was there one other piece? I'm not sure.
No, it was 1 for 1. I thought
the 1 for 1. It might have been. And Horvat was in year 2 or year 3. Irvin left. Or was he not? Or did he not even play yet? No, he was the draft pick. Schneider, what year was he?
Okay, so Schneider was 9th overall, 1 for 1.
Yeah, what year was Schneider in? I meant to say, was he in his 3rd year, 2nd year?
Somewhere around there.
Maybe 3rd.
Let's see. He was traded on.
Antonio, do you think Bob was good this year?
He was.
Well, he answers that. Trouba.
He was 27.
What year was
at the time of the deal? I'm not too like he was drafted in 04, so maybe
New Jersey.
27. Okay.
He was in his 4th year.
4th year. Okay. Yeah. I thought around there. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Trouba, I really like the possibility of that. I think it adds some physicality on the back end. Guy that can jump up into the top 4 if needed with an injury to our top 4, which is going to happen.
And Trouba's more likely than Carlson.
I think Trouba's more likely than Carlson. Now, if we don't land Hellebuyck and we get Jordan Bennington, do we use the rest of that money to go spend on a John Carlson? Possible. I don't know. It'll depend on a couple of different things. But
I think Carlson wants money in term. But it's just
so that's where I balk. Like, what do you think Trouba would command? Like do you think he'd take 2 years, 5.25? Or is he looking for more?
A bit of an overpay, but we'll see.
You think? Because
I think Trouba always trained in the ice den as well. Nick,
well, here's the thing. Him and Ekblad are best friends. Paul Maurice is his former coach. I think Jamie Compens is former
trained us in Florida, I'm pretty sure.
Connor Hellebuyck comes here, former goaltender.
Have you seen him at the rink
In
over the years? Hellebuyck?
No,
I haven't.
Okay.
Hellebuyck trains in Michigan, I believe.
Trouba's been there. I think people have taken pictures before.
He fishes with Ekblad.
Yeah. Him and it's just what Trouba is. I can't think of a better fit for bottom pair than Jacob Trouba for the Panthers. He plays the exact way Maurice wants to.
That's some meanness back there.
He is capable of like a power play 2 type of guy. He is capable of it.
And I like the fact if you did bring him in, he can play up the lineup for like a short to moderate time. Where if you put him down the lap, you're really rolling.
Like instead of Kulikov moving up to the second pair, we have Trouba moving up to the second pair. And good God Almighty, could you imagine Mikkola Trouba for a little bit?
He's like, these guys are running
and they're both going to the box.
And both of them are suspended.
Well, Mikkola could, push up the ice, which would be even Jones, Trouba.
I think we should sign Curtis. I think we should sign Curtis Douglas, put him on the checkers, and then call him up every time we play Tampa.
I've never understood why Cooper loves Scott Savarin so much. Like it's just so.
Mike's not big on that. Again, it's within.
We're not signing him to 7 years by $7 million.
That's where you could get into trouble. But if you're talking about the player, I think that could work. He played very well under Coach Q this year.
Yeah, he was fine this year.
And I know, Mike,
I like a bottom pair D. Give him $4 or $5 million for a year or two.
And that's a young hockey team that was playing a lot of transition style game. Not easy for those defensemen in Anaheim. And I thought he played some of his best hockey in the playoffs.
Trouba is just another version of that. But Trouba can skate.
He moves laterally.
Who do you guys want? Who are you thinking for a bottom pair?
Because we're not thinking top 4. Top 4 is going to stay unchanged for the foreseeable future.
Like, Trouba isn't a need. He can be a luxury, and it has to be on a short-term likely deal. And that's if you don't go high on the goaltender.
But I want to ask the chat, and we'll give him an opportunity to answer. Who do you want? Who are the players you're thinking of?
Because...
And why? Why are you thinking those players if you want?
Because the way a lot of you guys are thinking, like, when we talk about a player...
I like Connor Murphy. I think he'll command a bit too much, Antonio.
I don't see him leaving Edmonton. Edmonton's not letting him walk out that door. Especially with Darnell Nurse leaving, no chance. Like,
yeah, I agree, Jeremy.
There's so many guys that fit in well with the Panthers for the third pair, and this is a higher level guy.
Like, I was more worried about Oliver Ekman-Larsson than I
tried to tell you guys on him. He was not bad.
I'd be a lot more worried about OEL than Trouba.
Listen,
Schmidt was just like.
I still think my biggest W was OEL because I'm like, he'll be fine here. Because
I think he overexceeded your expectations.
Jordan Spence is a top 4 defenseman, Jamie.
Yeah, and
I don't think Spence fits with what Florida needs because he needs to be up the lineup more.
If we get Hellebuyck in this case, we're not going to have Schmitz.
Yeah, and again, if we don't draft a defenseman, that's where they're looking at Trouba. If they get a guy like Schmitz, then they're not.
Sure, but then that means you're holding on to the first-round pick, which we don't know if we're doing right now.
But that's only if Bob resigns. The only way I see us picking 9th is Bob resigns before
or you get Bennington.
But Mike, we're fine with Schmitz, like the three of us.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We've done enough prospect talk. I'm done with the prospects.
Yeah, but until we draft some of them and we have them, then
we're beating a dead horse. Okay, but that's different. They're obviously on the team.
Not quite beating a dead horse yet, but we're not going to do too much more. We're going to let it play out now and then see what's going to happen.
Look,
but it's good to go back on Cody. If we draft those guys, then we have that content.
Listen, just have post notifications on because we will be live if anything does break.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I go on Twitter now, it's like my heart skips a beat.
Well, I saw that Woll news, and I know we might talk about a little bit after break. I saw it 2 hours after it happened. I need to get on my game a little bit by checking these. I don't have notifications go off, Nick. My phone be going off nonstop. You think I'm on it enough now? So,
well, that's another thing.
Our boy Zack Phillips is still on Leafs Nation. I don't know.
Can Caden Gorzak get bought out in Vegas? Is that an option for Florida? I don't.
No, he ain't getting bought out.
It was a healthy scratch.
Okay.
Well, that's a good point.
They just extended him. They just
scratched him.
But that was Torts.
I just got this shirt. This 20.
He was probably in the Torts doghouse, which ain't hard to get.
I wouldn't want Klingberg over Trouba, but I do think that's a target for them.
Look, I think they need a puck mover. That's me, because I think you need somebody to get some more scoring.
That's not Trouba.
But Trouba is like the healthy, happy medium of the two. Because he can get to 20, 30 points. It's just everything. What? Lucas.
Kulak. Oh,
he corrected it. He corrected it on the fly. You got edited.
I mean, Kulak wouldn't be bad, but I think he may get 4.
Yeah, I don't know what these free agents are going to get.
Like, dude, Darren Radish is getting 8, 9.
You know that's what guys are going to get now. It's not a surprise.
Yeah, but anyway, before we continue on any further, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
Hey, Connor Hellebuyck, may want to listen to this ad right here. Jeremy Beckham with Next Home, buying or selling in South Florida. He answers his phone, no games and no pressure. Just real help finding the home where you'll hang your jersey. Call Jeremy now at 772-475-5371. Again, that is 772-475-5371.
And we are also going to be announcing the winner of this Anton Lundell signed wall-size frame photo, courtesy of Palm Beach Autographs, in the near future. If you want to have a chance to win this Anton Lundell signed wall-size frame photo, again, courtesy of Palm Beach Autographs, make sure to become a gold member. All gold members will be automatically entered into the contest. And if you want to find out how to become a gold member, you can go to our YouTube homepage and find out all the access to all the great perks that each one provides. We have a bronze, silver, and gold tiered membership. If you'd like to buy your own membership, you can do so. Upgrade your own membership of an already existing one or gift a membership to somebody else. We also do appreciate any and all support to the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comment on our videos, and if you'd be so kind, make sure to purchase a super chat donation. We really do appreciate all the support, and also make sure to click the notification bell so you don't miss any Cats and Rats content, especially with the NHL draft, the agency, and trades looming. Thank you, and let's go Cats.
And Nick, I also want to mention thank you for all the donations that came in during the Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. So for everyone that just joins us here on NHL After Dark, or for some of the breaking news or post-game shows and haven't been joining us during the Stanley Cup coverage, we thank all the members, all the guests that dropped by, everyone that contributed on camera as well. We want to give a shout out to all of them. Of course, our boy Big Ceaz as well for stepping in on certain nights as well. So appreciate everyone doing that here on the Cats and Rats.
Big C's celebrating another championship. The Florida Everblades won the Kelly Cup.
There he is. Wow. And Ceaz was in attendance there, bringing them good luck. And then I think they clinched it there, won it on the road. So big night for Ceaz there. And Ceaz sent me some stuff off air. Can't show it on here. But Ceaz being a big ambassador for not just the Panthers, but for another team as well, the Florida Everblades.
But anyway, boys, let's talk about the trade that happened today. Joseph Woll is now a member of the Philadelphia Flyers. He was traded along with Simone Benoit in exchange for Emile Andre, Samuel Ersson, and a 2026 third-round pick.
Yep, we got it there on in the chat, Cody.
I'll start with this from the Philadelphia standpoint. I think this is a really smart move by Danny Briere. There were rumors that Dan Vladar was going to get a 5x5, maybe even upwards of $6 million. I think this move puts that on hold, and you take a look at the next year and see what unfolds. I think paying Dan Vladar for one season would be a pretty big mistake. You also have to see how year 2 and year 3 of Rick Tocchet pans out. We know his shelf life as a coach has been on the shorter side, as most coaches, but particularly Rick Tocchet and his style of coaching in today's NHL tends to have a shorter leash. The thing with Joseph Woll and in Toronto, when I'll speak on the player, Kirby, we've seen him. I think Panther fans, we've seen pretty much a lot of them, right? Like outside of Leaf fans, I don't think there's any team that knows about him more than the Panthers. And he came in 2023. I believe he's 23 years old at the time, and might have been 22, but I believe he's 23 years old at the time, and really impressed from the get-go. And he's had injury concerns from time to time, and it's hindered his ability. He had to take a personal leave of absence at the beginning of the season. But we've seen at different points in time when the Toronto Maple Leafs have turned to Joseph Woll, he's been incredible, particularly in the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs and in the 2024 when they almost came back versus the Boston Bruins. He actually ended up getting injured in that series and didn't get to play the Game 7. So I think Vladar and Woll is an excellent duo, but I think more importantly, it extends the long-term flexibility for Danny Briere, who I think really needs to keep doubling down on this youth movement.
Thanks
and again, Sam Ersson, Joseph Woll, big fan of him, would have liked him in Florida, but I don't think this is a bad spot. I also think they didn't have a choice. Toronto, they needed to move Joseph Woll because nobody's taken Anthony Stolar's contract.
That's what I was trying to tell them all.
Simone Benoit, depth defenseman, maybe he carves out a nice role in Philadelphia with Tocchet, but I don't really think that's the important part. Sam Ersson, all due respect, blows. He sucks.
Zack said
worst goaltender in the NHL.
Zack said he's not staying there.
Right. So, and he won't be qualified. This is to make the numbers work. Emile Andre is a really interesting piece. I think these are the types of players that Toronto needs to be in on. Talked about it with Zack Phillips on our previous podcast.
And I just want to say from Mike there, Akhtamonov, I was telling you guys about that. I was getting some eye rolls this year. They believe in him, and then they believe in the Hill to be a 1A, 1B style of goal.
Right. So I think the logjam of goaltenders, they needed to move one, and they moved the one they were able to move.
And they had to because they weren't waiver exempt, so they had to make it.
And Emile Andre small puck moving guy. I mean, Danny Briere said, I believe it was on the either Sportsnet or TSN today. Like, this is a guy that's gonna go into the corners. Like, this is a guy that's gonna run through a guy, whether he's 6'1".
Oh, really? Okay.
6'4",
Who said this?
Danny Briere, I believe, on TSN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the problem was he felt like Andre made their defense small at times, and especially when you have a guy like
5'9", I believe.
I don't think he's 5'9". I don't think he's
5'9".
He is.
Is he 5'9"?
I think so.
I thought he was. Yeah, Antonio. Sam Ersson might be the worst.
There goes his goalie. Stop.
I mean, Antonio. He's the worst goalie in the NHL.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on. Don't continue further here. Where's our point? Nick, you played it earlier off here.
That's criminal.
Go get him.
It's criminal.
Coughing.
The fact that you like Harrison disqualifies any takes you have on a goaltender, but it's the move doesn't make any sense to me. I'm still trying to figure it out.
From Toronto standpoint, you're speaking.
Yeah, it's the Harrison thing for me. Why? What numbers do you need to work? Harrison has no contract, and Philly could just simply not qualify him. Like, what are we doing? And people are going to say, oh, it's a cost-cutting move. At most, you're saving, what, $1 million? Because Andre's an RFA. He's going to have to get another contract. He could get $2 million.
Now, unless they really believe in Emil Andre, puck-moving guy, can he turn into something? We've seen success with smaller puck-moving defensemen. That's going to be a trend. We've seen it. Sean Walker, everybody's going to look at that whole thing in Carolina. We've seen it work in Colorado in the past. I mean, I just think that when it comes to Toronto, I mean, you did the best with what you got. I mean,
yeah, they trade Nyes. My two favorite guys on the Leafs were Joseph Woll and Matthew Nyes. They trade both of those guys. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't get it either.
I don't know what they're doing.
And I'll be honest with you,
Berube, it didn't work with what they wanted it to be, but I think the players got to buy in too.
And I also believe that this speaks to a bigger trend in the NHL that we were talking about just a few minutes ago. The value for goaltenders on the trade market is just not what everybody thinks it's going to be. It's going to be underwhelming for the selling team. And Joseph Woll, I mean, $3.6 million this year. I think he's a really good goaltender. I think at a minimum, it's a 45 game tandem goalie.
He's played more games than Stolarz. Stolar's career high was 2 seasons ago, around 34, 35. Stolarz has the same issues that Woll does, staying healthy. Woll's the younger goalie, and he's got the higher upside.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I would have been like the Flyers. You're giving me Hellebuyck right now on this phone call, or Woll, or I'm hanging up the phone.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised that a lot more teams didn't sign up for this price. And maybe they didn't know that this was the price, but if I'm Buffalo and I look at Alex,
Daniel Briere said, and Cody didn't know this existed a few weeks back. Daniel Briere said pretty much, he didn't say these words, but in the GM group chat, there's a lot of discussion going on right now. So you would think there would be more offers, you know?
You would.
Wait,
maybe
I
there
wonder
were.
what happens when a GM gets fired.
Removed from group chat.
Is it like a Snapchat group chat?
I feel like the coach is what
I think it's WhatsApp, to be honest with you.
I feel like the coaches one is a little bit more is more recycled. They probably got to create new group chats at that rate. But
they're like, you'll be back in a few months.
We'll see you back in a few months. But I'm on the West Coast now.
Ken
Holland, he entered the chat.
Hey, buddy, you want an assistant job over here?
Exactly.
Don't kick him out yet. Don't kick him out yet.
I think if you look at Buffalo, I'm surprised this isn't a price they looked at. I mean, I think Joseph Woll is a better goaltender than Jukka-Pekka Luukkonen. We've heard a lot about, and I know it's Ottawa, and they're not going to trade to Ottawa, but I mean, we know they're looking for some help when it comes to Linus Ullmark. I'm surprised that they didn't look at this. Maybe they're concerned with the injury history. That could scare a lot of teams away.
I can see that.
But there are numerous teams, like, again,
he didn't play Game 7 when he was injured there.
Like, again, the Edmonton Oilers, and I go back, like, I think they should have picked Kemper over Jack Campbell. I think they should have picked Wallstead when they had the opportunity. I think this is a situation where it's like they're looking at Costa. We don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know why Joseph Woll maybe could not have been an option that they looked at. I don't know if they did.
UPL is better than Woll. What are we doing?
Sorry.
What? Okay, you just said Erson's good, so I'm going to
UPL ain't on my list, Antonio. Woll was on my list.
I think
I'd rather have Alex Lyon in a backup situation with Connor Hellebuyck.
What else can the Leafs do? I don't know what the Leafs are trying to do. That's
they
the
don't
issue.
think they have a plan.
If they trade Neal, I think they get rid of Morgan Riley first, Jeremy. But if they trade Nylander, why does Austin Matthews want to hang around with what's happening here?
You want to tell me? You want me to tell you what shows me the Leafs don't have a plan?
They don't even know their coach.
They don't know their coach.
They don't know.
They are interviewing.
Nylander said, if you're doing a rebuild, trade me.
Like, here's the thing. If you trade Nyes, that's the start of a rebuild. Like, I don't care what you say.
Well, okay, but if they trade Nyes, Nylander and Matthews are still in the different generation gap there. That's not with the Marner.
Sure, but it shows me they're looking at everybody they've looked at everybody from Joe Pavelski to now they're getting freaking Jean Tortorella like conversations going. I mean, they don't know what they want. And I'm not
same as them.
You think if John Shaika got hired, he would have had to have this brilliant vision and plan laid out on the whiteboard in the freaking interview room.
Oh, maybe he does. Got to give him a couple weeks, few weeks.
And they got to give him a couple weeks. But it looks like he's kind of just pulling some shit out of his ass right now. He's like, oh, let's see what happens here, you know.
He had some word salad today.
Here's the thing. It's every day with this fucking coach search. There's a new name. Like, there's a new name today. Who that is? The Western Michigan hockey coach or whatever?
The Toronto Maple Leafs have
really?
They've expressed
the guy
interest.
that coached, what's his name? That was with Ryan McAllister? That guy?
No, it's the Western Michigan coach. But there's also another name, Cody. I don't know if you saw. Calgary's Kirby Lupo has been reached out to by GM John Shaika for the head coach.
Western Michigan's Pat Ferschweiler is
exactly, Jeremy. Exactly. If I was running Leaf operations, I wouldn't be moving these guys either.
These
now the goalie situation is a little different because you can only have
these coaching names are just either here or here. There's no in between. David Carl up here.
Tortorella up here.
Tortorella's up.
I think Jay Woodcroft should be like
right
there.
And then you hear Dallas Aikens. Wow.
Dallas Aikens again. You're hearing that?
And then it's Joe Pavelski.
They said it today. It's Joe Pavelski.
Get the fruit platters.
You know what Joe Pavelski is?
Cody's
you want to know what they call the interview process?
Cody would say I've got better palate than
it's a fucking poo-poo platter. I mean, fuck. I mean,
what?
It's a poo-poo platter. I mean, give me
Cody would be begging for my food.
Right?
No, I'm good.
I mean, they're more unreliable than a fucking slot machine. Jeez.
Like, they're in the final phases. Like, what the hell does that mean?
Kirby, you're not going to pull a
good salad tonight.
The Panthers fired Brunette and hired Maurice within a week or two.
They fired him on the same day.
Like,
they made him wait, and then they said, by the way, you're gone. We're hiring Maurice.
Like, it's so stupid. Like at least Edmonton has
to figure out what Shaika's doing. I don't even want to give him the benefit of the doubt, Jeremy, but I kind of have to. I still wondering what he's trying to do here.
I have no idea. Like, this
could be a 3D chess move. Okay, they moved Woll, then you're like, okay, they're running with Stolars and Hildeby. What if they do move Stolars?
And Mike, he makes a good point. This is Mike Costin, right? From Twitter, Kirby.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike? I think, and Montreal fans following this a lot, and Kirby, you can agree. One of the things NHL fans, they seem to think every prospect that they have is not only going to be in the lineup, it's going to pan out to what they're projected to be.
Like this Ben Danford guy.
Yeah, like most of these guys don't pan out. Like Henrik Borgstrom was a top prospect, and he didn't even pan out.
No, don't bring him up. Don't do that.
Like, this is like
this whole so many players.
When you have 8 to 10 prospects, or 5, 6, 10, whatever it is,
like the Bruins did there for a while, the Winnipeg Jets. Those would be
You
good.
can't sit here and say, "Oh, well, you have this guy, you have this guy." Like, you have to move these guys because
Like,
maybe 2 or
To
3
move
of
them,
them.
they might not even have value after.
like on the Jets front, you can't name me a prospect that's panned out for him in like
They're
freaking
all on
7
other
years.
now, or they're just languishing.
Perfetti is stuck in mud. Brad Lambert's stuck in the AHL. Like Vinny Haynola.
Brandon Yeager is. I don't know if you saw that thing from Jay Fresh the other day, Cody. His development's going poorly.
Like,
And that's the guy they acquired for Rutger McGroarty. So
like Braden Yeager, they rather have Aaron Yeager. Like, it's just not happening. And like Nick got that reference, but Kirby that went. But like no, Kirby, it's a great show. But it's just I don't know what's happening. And then the other trade we had today included
not a anime fan generally though, Cody.
Oh no, but it's a pretty good one. But anyway,
Watched it with one of my girlfriends one time, but
I don't watch it, but I know it's
Nashville has acquired Ross Colton in exchange and Isaac Posh in exchange for Magnus Krona and 2 third-round picks. I don't get this one. This is just like
this to me, and I was talking about Yusei Saros for a while, and I don't know what the plan is there, but what the fuck is Chris McFarland doing? Like, let me go on a rant. If last summer was Steve Yzerman, this summer it's Chris McFarland. This motherfucker sucks at his job. Genuinely. He gives up first-round picks for Brock fucking Nelson. He trades Bowen Byram for Casey Middlestat, who's out the door months later for Charlie fucking Coyle. So, who's now in Columbus, by the way. And they traded Charlie Coyle for Miles Wood. So you go from freaking Bowen Byram, and I like Miles Wood, but not anymore, to fucking Miles Wood. I mean, talk about a drop-off.
No, they signed Miles Wood.
Who?
Colorado. It was a 6 by whatever the hell it was.
Oh, they traded Miles Wood.
They traded
with Charlie Coyle.
Yeah,
for Gavin Brindley. Okay, my mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. You go from Bowen Byram to 6 months of Charlie Coyle to nobody because Gavin Brindley didn't play, and he may turn out to be a really good player. I don't know, but I don't know who.
Brad Ralph. We'll have to ask Vincent Shipe on that one. His book.
Chris McFarland spent the last 2 years shopping Ross Colton, and then immediately he takes him off the Colorado Avalanche's hands, and I mentioned this a ton. Nashville not only needs to rebuild, there is no scenario that a retool, whatever you say, there is nothing outside of a rebuild that is going to make the Preds successful. They will miss the playoff. Like, there's no hope right now. I don't want to be that pessimistic. Like, there is no hope. So they need to tear it up. And on the Chris McFarland front, I was very critical of him. You trade Bowen Byram for Casey Middlestat and then it turns into Charlie Coyle. Both are not on your team anymore. You trade Sean Walker for a first-round pick who does nothing on your team and then goes to Carolina, and he's a pretty damn good player. You trade for all these different pieces. You trade a first for Nick Waugh, and then you get Nazem Kadri and Brock Nelson, and they don't do anything. And I get it, being aggressive, but you have to be able to identify players that are going to fit what you do and what you do well. And this is where pro scouting comes in. And I don't know if Colorado's pro scouting is the problem. But to just go look at a player and be like, that's a good player, and then he comes in, and then there's no fit.
Pro scouting, they had too many guys on the power play that all shoot at the same hand. Let's just start there.
To me, it's like you just have a bunch of good players, but there seems to be no vision as to how to utilize those players. Like, they're not the right fit. And the problem is you realize once you get them, they're not the right fit, and then you move them 6 months later. And that happened multiple times. Okay? And the Brock Nelson trade, say whatever you want, first-round pick Cal Ritchie. At the end of the day, you have to get players who you believe can help you win. And I believe Chris McFarland, in large part, is a big reason, one of the biggest reasons why Nathan McKinnon doesn't have a second Stanley Cup. I think he's wasted the last couple of years. Now, again, I know they caught a tough break a couple of times after the Stanley Cup. But in my opinion, and I know we redid the goaltending, but here's another one, Cody. Mackenzie Blackwood, who they traded for. Not even the starter anymore. You're on mute.
That's Bednar's decision, dude.
You told him that.
That's Bednar's decision.
It just seems, and again, I understand it, but when you have multiple players that get there and underwhelm based off what they were traded for, and you plunge all these assets into these players and they don't live up to the expectations multiple times, there's a common theme there. And it's including the poor contracts with Ross Colton, and I'll admit it, Miles Wood, who I liked, and all these other pieces.
Goes all the way back to when they had Ryan Johansson, I want to almost say.
Right?
What they wanted to do there.
So, and Chris McFarland, if he just doubles down on what Barry Trotz was doing, this is just going to be a useless.
So you're calling him a yes man already?
No, I'm not saying he's a yes man. I just
Who's
don't.
he a yes man too? He's the president and the GM. Who's he saying
Well,
yes to?
then you still got to answer to
Looks
something.
himself in the mirror and says yes, Kirby.
Okay, fine.
Fuck. I mean,
But he's not David Poyle. He's not Barry Trotz. These guys ran that organization from the inception.
Yeah, but Barry Trotz ran the damn organization into
What's
the
the
ground.
Yeah, you're not looking at it.
and I know it has to play out. It has to play out.
Boys,
Here we go.
I just don't get what
We
McFarland is doing in that.
we have my favorite guest ever.
Did pop by.
Oh,
from-
shit.
Our boy Zack Phillips is here.
What's it going, Zach?
What's up,
Zach?
boys? I'm sorry, I was doing a post-game show.
Hey.
It ran
Yeah.
long, and I saw
Well
you
done.
guys were still going. I was like, all right, I got to jump
All
on.
right.
Yeah,
So all
no, we're
the
just-
post game callers in the Marlies run here right now. I saw you.
I know.
Did they
dude.
win tonight? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, they did. 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it Easton Cowan?
Yes, it was.
who's in net? Is it Hildeby in net or no?
Aktiemov.
Well, there we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well,
but
Apparently they
Go
call
right
him
back up on
the
the screen.
King.
the King.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's a pretty sick nickname. The King.
Listen,
I have talked him up to my co-host.
You got to live up to that nickname though. The King.
I know.
Shoot.
So
But-
we covered a lot of the Joseph Woll stuff here, but I want your perspective on it, Zach. And since you're here too, I kind of want to know, after we talk about the Leaf situation with Joseph Woll here, what you think is ahead for the Eastern Conference and who the beasts of the East are. Because we like to hear from some outside perspectives of what we've said to our community and what you kind of think moving forward here. Let's start the Leaf.
All right. You want to start with the Woll
Yeah.
trade?
Yep.
So for me, I can't put like an official grade on it right now because the big picture thing for me is that this opened up cap space. Now, I don't know what the hell they're going to do with it. Like the free agent class is not excellent here, so it's not like I'm sitting here. Right, and I would be weary of going out and signing him to whatever ticket he's looking for. But I think that this is opening up money and space for something else. What's the point of going out and making this move on June 16th unless something else is coming down the pipeline, right? This is something that could have been done at the draft. Now I know that the pick is for 2026, third round this year, and maybe that's where part of the value in it comes, but I think this is opening up cap space. And I mean, the reality of it is Joseph Woll is not always available. And that's a big concern here. And when you have guys like Aktiemov and Hildeby who are supposed to be pushing through here and getting ready to be NHL goaltenders within the next year, 2 years, and you've got Joseph Woll who's on a 2-year deal, or 2 years remaining on his deal, I should say, and Anthony Stolarz with 3 years left on his deal, like you do start to have to make some room. And with Dennis Hildeby not being waiver exempt in this coming season, that poses another issue for you here as well. So I think it's a couple of boxes that they're checking along the way. And I don't know. Like, I'm not going to jump to any grades on this thing right away.
Heard you say
I understand where people are at and saying that this is a bad trade for the Leafs? 100%. Like, I'm not going to push back on anybody in terms of saying this is a good trade and, everyone needs to relax. Look at what we got. Look at Emile Andre. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm pretty realistic on what he is. I don't think that they're going to even qualify Arison, and it's not an original thought. Merrick and Pinota brought that up earlier today.
So that's good news.
He's
so bad.
It's a good point, Nicholas. He's not
so
good.
bad.
Like,
And you guys so good goaltending there right now.
Genuinely might be worse than Vanacek, Kirby, and I don't say
Game 7, the aliens have the death beam planted at the Earth. Who you putting in net? Sam Harrison or Jonas Johansson?
It's pretty close.
I think I'm just gonna start praying and just hope some sticks.
But Andre kind of fits the bill we were talking about when we had you on last time, and we talked about Sheenakov, and I mentioned like Ken Johnson and Shane Wright and some of those other kind of young players. Seems like I know the analytic thing is going to be a big discussion, especially after the Carolina Hurricanes just won the cut. But this just screams to me analytic pickup, small puck moving, right shot defenseman. And they're all going to look. I've seen 5 Sean Walker comments. And again, that's jumping the gun quite a bit. But I do kind of understand the vision here. And this should only be part 1 of like multiple. But I think, again, there's just no way they could have unloaded Anthony Stolarz. Like, I'm sure, Kirby, you mentioned to me earlier.
I was always going to Zach's channel. Like, it's not happening. Zach was tired of hearing me.
Like, Anthony Stolar's contract hasn't even started yet. And it's
unless there's another rabbit in the hat where they're pulling that out, that would be a full rebuild.
But you would have to attach a pick to that, and then the Leafs are just not in a position right now to where they're in the graces to do that, especially Chaika. I don't think that'd go over well. So, I think a fresh start will do him well. I think from Philadelphia's standpoint, Zach, I think giving Dan Vladar a 5x5 would have really been a big mistake. Yep. So I think this really kind of not only challenges Vladar for starts, you get to kind of reevaluate your goaltending position in a year if you're Philadelphia and be like, well, let's make a little bit more of a solid decision, not based off a career year by Dan Vladar.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things too to that point is it helps Dan Vladar. That's for sure. The other part is what you brought up about Stolarz. Like, the trade with Anthony Stolarz, if you were to have made one, looks entirely different than what this one looks like.
You don't get an asset back.
Bingo. You don't get something back. Like, you're not getting a 3rd-round pick at this year's draft back. You're not getting a player who could be I'll address that in a second. It is a fair comment, but you're not getting a player back who could be something in Emile Andre. Like, he could play. I don't know. Like, it might not work, but just to that point, like, it's a low risk. If it doesn't, okay, like, it didn't work. Move on from Emile Andre. Like, great, move on. It's not a big deal. And then the other thing too in this is that you offloaded Simone Benoit. And I think that that's a positive in this. I liked Simone Benoit, just the energy he brought, and when he was playing well, he was a positive contributor.
The Ottawa series, a couple years.
The Ottawa series, but when he wasn't, he was not good, and he's under term for a couple more years. He's got 1 point whatever left on his deal. I think it's 3.5 left on his 1.35 AAV. And you got rid of it. And he doesn't fit the mold of what they need anyways. Not even what they're looking for, what they need. Like, he can't move the puck. He's not offensively inclined. He can't break out. He can't get up the ice in transition. Like, it doesn't check any of those boxes. So you also attached a piece that you got rid of here in all of this in the Joseph Woll trade as well. It's not like they had to put Simone Benoit in this to get the return that they did. They were a little crafty in making sure, hey, here's a way that we can also offload a guy. So it's another thing there to kind of check off the list if you are the Maple Leafs and moving this out. But I completely understand people looking at it and being like, this isn't a win. No, it's not. It's not. But there's got to be something else.
In hindsight, and I know it's Battle of Ontario, I'm thinking like, would a Joseph Woll for Jordan Spence trade have been possible? Though that's a need that both teams have had. We hear Stuart Skinner's name connected to Ottawa. I'd have to think that Joseph Woll would have been attractive to Steve Stamkos. I get the health thing, especially with Linus Ullmark there. That's probably a big reason. I don't think the in-division thing matters where both these teams are at this stage. And Jordan Spence, I like Emil Andre, but I think could have filled the need that both teams had. And, that's more of a hindsight.
But the Leafs wanted a cheaper option, and Emil Andre just that. And it's kind of tough to – I can't grade the trade either right now because I don't know what direction the Leafs are going in.
That's what we were just saying with Chaika before Zack here tonight.
Like here's the thing.
Gotta give
Zach, who's your betting favorite to be this coach? Because I have no clue anymore because every time I look, there's a new name. And I'm lost at this point.
I just announced it on my show, and this isn't going to help for any content for you guys, but I've retired from trying to determine what the coach is. Like, I've given up. When I find out who the coach is, then I'll talk about it, but, like, I got no clue. Like,
did your Oilers Nations guys retire, too, from talking about friends?
I don't know.
It's like, what? Like a new name every day.
Think about the last 24 hours, okay? Think about it from the Leafs' perspective. So we got down, hypothetically here, we got down to 5 names, right? And to one person, it's these 5. To another person, it's these 5. To another person, it's these 5. But for the general consensus seems to be like Dallas Eakins, Jay Woodcroft, Patrick Waugh, Joe Pavelski, and the last name that kind of gets thrown around is John Gruden, who's coaching the Marlies right now, which I think is kind of the final 5 that they're down to. So within the last 24 hours, Elliot Friedman throws out that Pat Ferschweiler is also in the mix. Pat Ferschweiler has not been a name that's been brought up one single time in the entire search here.
Can you tell who that? I don't know who that is.
He's the Western Michigan coach.
The one you brought earlier, Cody.
Right. So he's the coach of Western Michigan. He has not been brought up one single time. Then let's also add into the mix that now John Tortorella's name has been thrown in there. How serious that is, I have no clue. But, like, just for the sake of how many people are in this, he's now in the mix. Then it got brought up that Bruce Cassidy would potentially be interested in coaching the Toronto Maple Leafs. Then we now have Elliot also saying that there's another name. He doesn't know who it is, but there's another name that he's
Mike Babcock
in the mix. It's like, dude, we went from the final 5 last night to the final 9-10 now here today. Like, what the hell is going on?
Zach, it could be worse. You could be Edmonton.
You could be actively trying to push your coach through an NHL investigation. Yeah. You're correct.
I wonder, this is kind of like 3D chess. Do they just make this such a pain in the ass for Bettman? And he's like, you know what, Vegas, fuck you. We're allowing Cassidy to interview. Is that the 3D chess move here?
I can't see Edmonton getting permission.
No, I don't think. I don't think Bruce Cassidy coaches this year. We were thinking about.
He has a nice job in NHL and TNT as a nice analyst.
Yeah, we and Kirby, we were jumping the gun a bit here, but I think like if Jay Woodcroft doesn't get hired this cycle or Chris Knobloch, I don't think he'll get hired this cycle. But I can see like a guy like Ryan Wurkowski in San Jose, like if they get off to a slow start next year, Knobloch or Woodcroft being fits there. And I'm thinking like that leash is short because the playoffs are the expectation next year. And speaking of San Jose, we'll talk about this. The Morgan Riley sweepstakes, I guess, if you want to call it that, are underway.
Sweepstakes.
$7.5 million. He's in year 5 of 8. The second
made it this far.
And I'll be honest with you, I think this is a much different situation to Darnell Nurse. I think $1 million or $2 million retained. A right shot, puck moving defenseman in a new scenario where
new environment
doesn't have to be the guy. Maybe a team not as in a hurry to win right now could work out. You could reap the benefits of that, especially when you're putting a guy like Morgan Riley in with the talents of Macklin Celebrini. We've seen, I think we saw John Klingberg quarterback a power play this year there and have some success, right? So what are your thoughts on Morgan Riley, his potential new spot?
Yeah, I don't think that whatever he brings back. Okay, so I think that the one thing we're getting caught up in is that he his value in Toronto is low because of what his number is, and I completely understand that. But I think teams still see value in Morgan Rielly. And I know that probably sounds a little delusional just given what he's done in Toronto, and I get that over the last couple of years. But I think that, to what you just pointed out, Nick, like, he can provide you value on a power play. He can be a real strong number 2 if you have a really good number 1. He could be an excellent number 3 if you have guys who can play ahead of him. And with a rising salary cap, what his cap hit isn't going to be that hard to chew on anymore. It's not going to be something that's going to scare teams away to the same extent. And if the Leafs are willing to pick up $1 million off of that, that brings you down to 6 something. And then that's even more manageable. And then that makes even more sense to play on your second pair where you're not scared of that number and that guy being on your roster. So I can completely see that being a movable piece for the Maple Leafs here, where it's not going to be that hard to do. I think teams like Anaheim, San Jose, I think they're teams that would be intriguing
Right
spots.
shot, yeah.
Left shot, Morgan Rielly.
Oh, he's left shot?
Left shot. Yeah. Morgan Rielly, left shot.
I thought he was right shot.
No, but I could see those teams looking for a guy like that where you've got guys ahead of him already, and you're not going to have to worry about it too much. Like, you have Jackson Lacombe. He's the guy in Anaheim. You're not looking for Morgan Rielly to fix things here. So,
and that can slide in with John Carlson going.
Yeah, and I think that's the big difference between like him and Nurse, because Nurse, it's like you got a lot of years left on that thing. That's what at 9.25. Like, even if you retain $3 million, which probably Edmonton doesn't prefer to do, you're still getting a $6.25 million defenseman. Guy doesn't move the puck all that great. He's not a phenomenal skater. His how he sees the game and how he processes the game, particularly in key moments in time. Like, I keep hearing those names. Like, the Nurse for Rielly thing's been thrown out there all the time. I just think Darnell Nurse,
that'd be hilarious.
It's a completely different scenario from this, because Morgan Rielly's lived up to the contract at different points in it. Like, I think he had like 78 or 73 points one year. He had like a 58-point season another year. So, I mean,
and when they beat Tampa, the end, like the streak or whatever, he had a big part in that series. I think he scored an OT winner, if I'm not mistaken. In that big comeback, he tied the game as well. Like, he's not like a bump on the log where he's done nothing the entire contract like Darnell Nurse has. It's very similar to like a Seth Jones type of trade I could see happening, where the Leafs maybe take like $1 million on, but you get a better asset back to take that $1 million on. It's just.
What are you looking at from San Jose? Like, what would a hypothetical move be like?
Second?
Like, the thing is, if you're looking at a team like San Jose versus, maybe like in Anaheim, I think it's a little different because San Jose doesn't have as many defensemen coming through right now, and they're looking for them. So I think you're trying to find somebody in Toronto. You're trying to find a younger defenseman. I don't know. I don't want to like make it sound like my expectations are that you're trying to find like the younger version of Morgan Rielly. You're not, but you're trying to find somebody who's like an up and coming. Okay, he's a defenseman that we think can, play here in the next couple of years, maybe work his way in. Like, that's the kind of thing I think you're trying to look for in a return. I don't think San Jose has that. So I think if you look to San Jose, you're probably looking more towards forward prospects that they have, because I think that they've got an abundance of those. And I'm obviously very clearly, like, I'm not talking about the high end guys that
like
they
Musty
have,
and Lund and stuff like that.
like just guys who are a little bit lower on their depth chart and aren't going to push through over the likes of Colin Graff and that kind of stuff, know, where it's like, hey, they've got young guys who are working through, but they're solidified in the lineup. They've got other guys who they have an abundance of, and they need to find defensemen. They're going to be willing to switch off of those kinds of guys to bring pieces in. I think, and I may be wrong in this, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Anaheim has a little bit more defensive depth or prospects coming through.
Zellweger's a guy that's been thrown out there a lot.
Zellweger's thrown out there. Minchikov is obviously not the most happy with this situation, and I'm not saying this is a one-for-one, but packaging those types of pieces, right, where, hey, Toronto throws in something a little extra on the Morgan Riley trade, or maybe it's eating cap or that kind of stuff to bring something back. But it's those types of pieces from like an Anaheim, whereas a San Jose, it looks a little bit different either one that you go to in that. In my opinion.
Antonio brings up a good question. There's a report today after the Woll trade, Matthew Nyes. They may be conflicting reports also, but that there's been some talk on the trade market. What's your opinion on that? I know that's been kind of a hot. Go ahead, Herb.
Yeah, and Nick, I just want to shoehorn in that with Mike's question earlier too, Zach, if you can relate it to Morgan Riley not officially waiving or asking for a trade right now, and what he was commenting earlier on Joseph Woll wanting to be in Toronto.
Well, Pagnotta said that he had agreed that he's given a list to Toronto, I believe.
Okay. So
not a list, but he's agreed that he will
Give them a list.
Okay.
Like he'll
He'll
case
work
by
with
case.
them on a deal.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Change
So
the
Like
if
it's not
they
like
bring a
Larkin,
guy-
like,
if they
hey, I
bring
have
in-
13s.
Yeah.
Like,
so
It's
if
like,
they bring
hey,
a
I'm
team
maybe
to
willing to
him-
go here, see what happens, bring it back to
Yes.
me, and I'll let you know what I think.
Another guy for
Exactly.
Anaheim, Ian Moore could also be another guy that the Toronto could look at coming on the back end. 24-year-old defenseman, another RFA, a guy that you can sign for pretty relatively cheap. And he's and that's a guy that could pair up with Emil Andre. I mean, Ian Moore's like, I think 6'3", 200 pounds. So and it could be kind of like a little more stabilizing. That's just another guy I'm just saying, because I think Minchikov, Zellweger is a little bit higher up than what I think Anaheim be comfortable with. But that's just another guy that you could probably throw in there for Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, to me, it's like finding younger guys who you think maybe even could be a little bit of a work in progress and trying to figure it out. We talked about it the last time I was on with you guys, is like what you're looking for is trying to find the guy before he's the guy, or find the piece that is the Sean Walker before he's Sean Walker, right? You don't want to go get Sean Walker now that he is Sean Walker. You want to find the guy and make him that in your system and in your organization. And I think that's part of what you're trying to look for in the return on some of these. So that's that. In terms of the
You have to rely a
Wall
lot
comment,
on that pro scouting, though. That's got to be spot on.
big time. And I'm putting a lot of faith in Mark Leach and Judd Brackett. And I think they've done a pretty good job in the organizations that they've been in previously. So I'm hopeful with that, but we'll see over the next little while how this goes, and we'll see how the draft goes next week. To the comment about Woll wanting to be in Toronto and it being a tough look on the org. Yes, like I get that, but I don't know, man. You have to make changes. Like you have to do things here to revamp this. And you had goaltenders coming behind you, and when your biggest knock is that you're not available, like at some point you become expendable because of that. Because they look at you and say, you're a great goaltender when you're playing, but you ain't always playing. And that's kind of the problem that you have with Joseph Woll here right now. He's just not always playing, guys. Like he's not always available. I look back at the
it's
Boston
easier on us
series.
watching from the outside than you every 82 games a year, right?
Yeah, and like it's a completely fair comment about him wanting to be here, and I understand that there's a little bit of sensitivity with some of these guys here right now, like the keeping Matthews and Nylander happy and that kind of stuff. I get it, but at the same time, like, do you want to win, and is this something that's going to help you win? Because if they go and they turn this around, and at the draft on Friday night, you know, they pick Gavin McKenna first overall, they flip the 2 third-round picks that they have, and they find some player out there that some team's looking to get rid of that comes in here and helps them, and Austin Matthews and William Nylander all of a sudden go, oh shit, that guy makes my life easier. Like, how can they not be happy? Yeah, it may sting in the moment that your boy got traded, but you know, in 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, if they bring in a piece using that money that helps you, and you've got Hellebuyck and Aktiemov coming, and you've got good goaltending, like why would the guys that are here still not be happy with that? So I get it, but at the same time, you got to make moves to get better, and it seems like this is one that they determined they had to make. The Nyes stuff, if we want to go there here, I'm just going to be really upfront with you guys. I don't want to trade Matthew Nyes like at all.
That's the correct answer.
I like
Thank God for 301.
like there are thank God for 301, man. Seriously, like there are trades that probably, you know, I would think about. I know Robert Thomas was thrown around a lot at the trade deadline, and if you're packaging something with Matthew Nyes to get Robert Thomas, that's a deal I entertain. What else is in the deal? I don't know. And maybe at some point it gets to a point where it's like, this is too much. I don't want to do it. But when you look at what that type of player is, and it doesn't have to be exactly him. It could be a comparable to Robert Thomas. But when you look at that type of player, you think second line center who's on a good contract for the next 5 years and he's 26 years old. Like that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. And it's a guy that you can go and roll through Matthews and Nylander. And if they leave, you can keep him and you can continue to build around him with your McKennas and Cowans and stuff like that with him here and find other pieces to surround him. So like, that's the kind of stuff I'm like, okay, I could see entertaining that. But you know, the thing that I just even said on the post game that I just did is, if you trade Matthew Nyes for the package that you were supposedly going to trade him for at the deadline and I'll address that in a second too, because it ties into this. But if you're going to trade him for the Montreal trade, and the other one that got brought up, which goes into this, is the Chicago number 4 pick. And nobody said Nazar in the one I was talking about, but obviously that changes things. But if you're going to trade him for that 4th overall pick in Chicago, which has been brought up because Chicago's obviously interested, to me, that just tells you that's the first move of trading Nyes and then Matthews and then Nylander and then because if you're trading Matthew Nyes to bring those guys, it's a rebuild, boys. Like, you're rebuilding.
Which I don't think
I
don't think that's a bad, like, the idea of getting McKenna and Stenberg, and let's be honest, I don't have full faith in Chicago next year if they get a first round pick from there. I mean, you could really rebuild this thing pretty quickly, and that's without trading the 2 biggest stars there. I don't think that's a horrible option. I think it's unlikely, but if you really believe, because I think you really need to weigh the option, like, is what you're doing right now going to attract Matthews enough to stay? I don't know. I think it's a lot of work to be done, and I think if you're not confident in that plan fully, then it's something that really needs to be entertained. And there are a lot of things going around the NHL. There's a lot of looming trade requests that gives teams pause and question as to, what are we going to do here? Are we going to rebuild? Are we going to hold on to this player? Are we going to try to stay competitive here?
Nylander's already given them an answer.
Right. Which, that's a pretty big decision to make in the next 9 days? Like, that's like a multiple year franchise changing decision in a week and a half that you have to make.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think they've kind of already chosen their course. I don't think Nyes, like, if you're, like you said, if you're doing the package for that Montreal offered, I don't know who they offered. Was it Zarkovsky? Is that who they said?
Yeah. And another player unnamed. I think it was probably
I'm not going to lie.
Lion A,
2
maybe?
first-round picks. No, it was a
Lion A?
prospect. No, like it was another prospect.
Okay.
I think it was Bryce Pickford.
So I don't know what those players. I know Zarkovsky. He has some pedigree.
Thank God for 301.
But I mean,
I know.
with all due respect, that's a terrible offer.
I would have just taken the 1 first and said, hey, instead of that 1 first, give me Michael Hayes and we have a deal.
Yeah. Which I don't think much.
Kent Hughes is like, this is bullshit. If you still have a job, I'd be pissed if I were him too, because he was about to fleece.
He was like, damn it.
He almost had the fleecing of all fleecings. They would have had to put a statue of the guy for pulling off that trade. They wouldn't have even wanted to win anything. They would have just put a statue up for that.
I would have fleeced your dumb ass if you knew.
Hey, that might have saved the Panthers Cup chances for next year, Curb.
Honestly. Well, also the other thing I'll say too, guys, like with the Nyes trade thing that I keep bringing up is he's 24 years old.
Yeah.
So if you go into this and whatever you decide to do here, let's say you keep the guys, right? You keep Nyes, you keep Matthews, you keep Nylander, and this season doesn't work out. And it's not good. Matthews wants out and Nylander wants out because they look at this and they say this team isn't good. Well, you're going to get hauls back for those types of players. Who's the leader in the room now? Like, who's the guy that's helping you get this thing back on track when you end up trading or you end up like getting your Cowans and your McKennas and those guys through the system with you? Like, you want Matthew Nyes 3 years down the road when he's 26, 27 years old to be here and be a part of this. Like, that's what I keep looking at and saying, what the hell? Like, that's a guy that you want here. He's not 27 right now. That's the thing for me that I'm like,
the timeline doesn't match with
no, because why would you not want him here? What's up, Ceaz?
What's going on, Zach? I don't think we've introduced each other.
No, I don't think we've
Okay.
met officially here. Nice to meet you.
You too, man. I love your work especially with Toronto there. I love what you're
Thank
saying
you.
here. So
I want to allow Zach to answer this question, but I do want to talk about the Cup final and the.
Yeah, before he leaves today, I want to ask him his thoughts on Carolina and Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I know we'll have him back.
Talk about him again.
No, I want to Cody throw his phone again.
He did that the other night when Carolina won the Cup.
Cody, I care about outsider
Makes me
perspective
damn
views.
sick. All those mid-ass, like Jack
Eric
Eichel.
Robinson. Eric Robinson.
Eric
I did-
Jack Eichel. All you had to do
Is that where you're
was
going?
play someone good. Mitch Marner had a hat trick.
I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down all the Marner path with Zach. You probably has to hear
I
that.
don't.
But
No,
Zach,
no,
what are
no.
your thoughts if we're going to go down there, Nick? I want to throw it in. Your thoughts on the Carolina Hurricanes? What it means now for the Eastern Conference? What it means.
Rod Brindamore carries that franchise.
Yeah, Rod does carry that
Yeah.
franchise.
Like that team is a wild card roster.
I want to hear his thoughts.
Contender because of Rod Brindamore.
I think I think they're better than you're giving them credit for. I do. But I think that having some inexperienced teams in the East was beneficial to them this year. I think having the Florida Panthers out of their way was beneficial to them this year. I think the Tampa Bay Lightning getting knocked off early was beneficial to them this year. But that's part of winning a Stanley Cup. Things got to go your way for that to happen. And like they did overcome the Vegas Golden Knights in the final round. So it wasn't like they just had a full-blown cakewalk through the thing. Vegas was playing some unbelievable hockey. The thing for me that I think Carolina did was they just built a team. And I know, Cody, you're not
Makes me
looking
See the pics
thrilled.
below there, Zach. See the pics below.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they built a team. They built a team that could come at you wave after wave after wave after wave. Like look at what happened in Game 6 for the Carolina Hurricanes there. In the third period, they're defending a 2-goal lead, and you're still seeing regular shifts out of the fourth line. And Eric Robinson, as much as you guys hate for me to say that name and the fact that he was out there and Will Carrier and them, they were because Rod could trust them. They bought into the system. Everybody played hard. Everybody did what they had to do. I think that as much as you guys may hate to hear this as well, like I think they learned lessons from having to face the Florida Panthers and watch what they did and how they were constructed throughout their lineup. Because the one big problem that we faced in Toronto when we played against the Florida Panthers was that you didn't have the depth. You could go toe-to-toe more or less with the first two lines of the Florida Panthers. And when I say toe-to-toe, I mean like they could negate each other. One line might
Cancel
win
each
one
other
night.
out.
One night,
Yeah.
one line might win the next. Like
That's fair.
it was a battle, and they could go toe-to-toe. It wasn't like the first two lines of Florida were just dominating the first two lines of Toronto. They made their lives miserable, but it wasn't like they were just getting outscored every night. But when it came down to the third and the fourth lines, the Florida Panthers just beat the wheels off the Leafs. And I think it was a pretty similar situation to what happened in Carolina. And they realized, like, we got to beef this thing up. Like, Nick Ehlers was playing in the third line in Carolina for a long time. Like, that's a huge acquisition into your bottom six that they just didn't have before. And it was something that allowed them to make life miserable for the Montreal Canadiens in the Eastern Conference Final. Like, Nikolai Ehlers thrived in that conference final. And it's because they could come in waves of attack. So I don't know, like they built an incredible team there in Carolina. And I think they learned a lot of lessons from what they experienced against Florida.
Do you think they're the favorite next year in the East? I know
No.
that you have to give. No? Who would you give
No.
that title to?
Well, to come out of the regular season, probably Montreal. Young, probably a little piss and vinegar from what just happened this season and losing the way that they did and that kind of stuff. Probably a little fired up. I can't imagine Kent Hughes sits on his hands here in the summer. I think he goes and gets active and tries to make some improvements to the team. You know all the names that they were involved in here at the trade deadline. Like they were pushing to go and get some guys. Yeah, like they were going for it a little bit here. So I think he keeps trying to get this team to be in a better spot. And I swear to God, I'm not just saying this because I'm on your show, but like by the time you get to the playoffs, man, I don't know how you don't look at the Florida Panthers and say that they can't be a team that is going to be the toughest team to beat. Like, the goaltending is the biggest
Pissed
question
off
for
the
me.
way the year went.
Right. And like, the goaltending is just the biggest question for me.
Yeah.
And
We're
it's
gonna get that solved
who is
pretty
it?
soon.
Who's your guy?
Well, okay,
He
so I
wants
have three.
Stars, right?
I wanted Hellebuyck, and I think there's actually more smoke to that now that we're hearing about it.
I
You
also
say
think that.
Soros would be a guy that I'm interested in, and I know this is a little bit of a wild card. Jordan Bennington's a guy who I'm really high on. So
Your team
I
just
don't-
has to play well enough in front of him, which I think
Yeah,
Florida
which
can,
I'm
but it's
not-
like,
too concerned about that. And again, I don't believe Sergei Bobrovsky's coming back. None of us do. I don't know what Ceaz does. If Ceaz
No.
believes,
I
we
don't think
heard from our guy Zack that he wants $7 million, and there's a debate. And Kirby, we also know this, that they don't want to play him 50+ games anymore. So get $7 million. The guy's not even going to play 50 games. You're running into a lot of issues there. And the 9th overall pick is obviously a big factor here. We're thinking, we were actually just talking about it before you came on, this decision has to be like in the next less than a week. I don't think they want to take this in the draft night unless it's already a done deal, and they'll wait till then.
yeah, the Hellebuyck thing is the more this goes and the more the Team USA group chat stuff is
Yeah.
bubbling up, the more I'm like, this guy is going to find his way to Florida. They're
Yep.
going to go from Sergei Bobrovsky to Connor Hellebuyck, where he's going to play 60 games for you guys.
Put
And it
fucking
won't
me and
matter.
back up.
It won't matter because by the time you get to the playoffs, the team in front of them is going to be so good, it just won't matter. Like, that's the problem in Winnipeg. They had really good teams, but like, by the time they got to the playoffs, if there was any
They were
cracks
too-
at all, it
they
was
were
like,
done.
hey, Connor, we know you played 65 games this season and dragged our asses here, but it's on you tonight, buddy. And he's like, yo, hold
they
on a
haven't
second.
been-
He loves it too, but
They
yeah.
haven't been close since 2018, and Dustin Bufflin was still in the league. Like
He
That was-
just disappeared. Like
he
After
just said fuck hockey, I'm going fishing, and who's to stop him?
Yeah.
Who's stopping him?
I just think, like you said, Zach, and again, Kevin Cheveldayoff, not exactly known for being making moves and wheeling and dealing. I think this whole thing with Hellebuyck, particularly this year, they are so far away from where they want to be, and they have
Come on,
nothing in
Chevy.
the pipeline. And like you said, like a couple weeks ago, we've been talking about it a lot here because the Bobrovsky thing has kind of been lingering. We said, like, it's probably Jordan Bennington, and then we heard Soros, and then it's like, yeah, Hellebuyck's there, but does Winnipeg even going to move him? And then did he request a trade? Is he even available? Now, like you say, like, I thought Elliot Friedman's comments, I think it was on 32 Thoughts, and I think he reported on the Fan Hockey Show. I think that's what it's called. I think his comments were really interesting. How he says he's getting calls from NHL executives about how this stuff's getting out. So I'm just saying, when you start to hear stuff like that, start to hear on messaging that's not totally clear from multiple reporters, it gives the impression that there's some smoke to it, right? Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't think it's as much speculation as I really thought. I thought it was just speculation like 2 weeks ago. And I think
No,
think
I
it's
think
really
there's some-
realistic.
I
Look.
think there's some stuff to it.
No,
Yeah.
that gold medal got him a taste of what it's like to win at the highest level.
is that right, Meeksy?
Skinner, let me double check on that. But we have a question for Zach in there. Hey Zach, what was your initial reaction when the Maple Leafs won the draft lottery?
Oh, I haven't talked to you guys since this.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
I messaged
did our
you when you
channel
guys won.
come into your mind, especially after the first
Look,
time?
I messaged him
It
when they
did.
won.
It
I did
'cause-
message him.
Because Kirby messaged me and Cody messaged me, and I was like, I was on a high for a while after that happened. Like, okay, so just to take you guys through this, I thought I was just expecting like the leafiest thing ever to happen, which was just going to be losing it. It was going to be a double whammy where we were going to end up giving the 6th pick to Boston because the Panthers won the draft lottery, and we were going to get sandwiched to that point where we gave up the pick, and then we were just going to have to watch you guys pick McKenna or trade the pick or whatever the hell you guys were going to do, and then watch the Bruins pick 6th with the Maple Leafs pick. I was like, this is going to be a night of torture. So that was what I was expecting. And then the first ball came up, and the Leafs odds jumped to like 18%. The second ball comes up and they went down to 3%. And right then and there, I was like, white flag, it's over. Like, we're cooked. And then when that 12 ball came up, just part of my reaction was excitement winning the first overall pick. And part of it was just relief that I didn't have to deal with worst case scenario, that like the Boston Bruins were taking the 6th overall pick. So it was, I jumped up out of my seat. I was yelling. I was screaming. I was so excited that it happened. And then I was getting messages from people after, and I was like, all right, this is awesome.
I'm not a Leafs hater, but I just want to see Chaika's like road be a little bit more difficult. Like,
That was
there's an
bullshit.
out
The
there.
day after he got hired, like
like,
Sundin probably looked at him off camera. Was like, "Can you believe
Wow,
this
what
fucking shit?
relief.
Wow, fucking."
After that press conference.
No, what was hilarious was Matt Sundin was just like, I
I like Sundin, so
or his body language was like, "Why am I here?"
Yep.
And then what's funny is that the 12 ball,
this
the
is
way-
why I'm here.
the way it came up, you saw the 12 like shooting out right into the camera, and I remember.
on.
I'm like, "There's no fucking."
I
way.
just got off work and I went to a restaurant where I knew the draft would be on, and I saw the 12. I go, no way! I'm just like, the Leafs just fucking won.
Oh, and
That didn't even
Vancouver
cross my
fans
mind. But
question
another
them.
thought crossed my mind. If you thought that Chaika press conference is bad, just wait till the fucking Mike Babcock one. Oh man, I can't fucking wait.
Nothing can be worse than Keith Pelly. I'm
Jim
sorry.
Matheson, all of them.
No,
Buffet Bob, fucking go right at him.
No, Keith Pelly, the original press conference, that one was horrible.
That was something.
There's been a few. Bringing up Hage.
Yeah, the
and-
names. He was in the room. He was in the room. with
Michael,
us.
they have a guy named Michael Hagee, and I'm like,
Hagee.
Hagee, that's what he said, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about using AI and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like,
we
wow.
are-
Ask ChatGPT what the probability is on this.
But Zach, it just shows you how quickly the news cycle can change in this industry and just how things flip so quickly. So
I do want to ask one other thing. The Vegas Golden Knights, we haven't talked about them losing the Stanley Cup final. Tortorella thing was expected. What do you anticipate when it comes to their roster? Rasmus Anderson and Noah Hannafin were fucking brutal. I mean, they have a lot of holes on the roster. They have a lot of bad contracts. I can name Kolasar, Korzak, Hurdle, Hill. They don't really have enough money even if they get rid of those guys. What do you anticipate their offseason action to be like?
Yeah, it's a good question. The Hannafin thing, I think, this is just a guess. I think he's injured. Like, there's no way he plays that poorly if he's healthy. I can't see it. He's too good of a player and a defenseman. I gotta think he's injured and banged up from something.
We'll probably end up hearing something here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, agreed. I think we'll find something out.
Anderson better be fucking injured after that.
Anderson, I don't think was. I just think that's the end of Anderson in Vegas. I get the impression that when the trade was made, there was probably some like, hey, we'll do a deal when the season is over, and Vegas is pretty ruthless with some of that stuff. I could see them doing the old, oh yeah, we'll do a deal, no thank you. Like, it's not happening.
I've never seen a guy like, how often is it a guy's stock drops going to a cup final?
He
No
got
kidding.
worse going to Vegas.
Like, the more you saw of him, the worse it was. You rather we would have just went out in round one, he would have fucking made more money.
Yeah.
Like,
His agent's probably kicking himself right now, being like, they got to stop playing hockey.
like
By the
dude,
way-
what the fuck? Like, how are you that bad to where you lose money over a cup final? Racco
Daniel
Gudis got
Geiger.
$16 million off a cup run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and half
Well,
of that
to-
was just screaming at Joseph Wall's face. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, but the thing is, it's just like, and by the way, I wanted my W on Anderson. I was the only person here that, out of Kirby and Nick and me, that did not want Rasmus
Okay,
Anderson.
me and Kirby,
I think he was a dog in Calgary. He's great. In Calgary.
we loved
Oh, what was?
Anderson and Calgary, and we loved Hannafin.
He may have been a dog in Calgary, but he got freaking neutered pretty good over there
I
too.
liked him in Calgary
Like,
a lot.
he like I've never seen a team not be able to handle a puck in my
puck
entire
management.
existence.
I'm not trying to blame Torts, but it's like, at what point, like, he got asked a question, I think it was in game 2. So go 24 giveaways after it was, I don't even know what those.
And
I'm
by
like,
the way,
is he watching the same game? I've never seen a team fail to manage the puck that poorly. And this is a team that was coached by Bruce Cassidy the whole year. They have Selke level players all throughout their forward lineup. These defensemen, they're talented. Like, and Torts is saying in game 1, he's mic'd up. He's like, advance the fucking puck, advance the puck. And they still make the same mistake.
His reaction to every goal was hilarious because he looked up at the Jumbotron. He wouldn't look down like this, like every other coach. You go, like, just look up and just shock. And by the way, Torts, go fuck yourself because you buried our boy Johnny Lazarus in a press conference. I mean, buried him. Like,
Yep.
It's just like
John
Nick Ciprios said, John, you can't treat human dogs better than humans. You can treat them the same, but you can't treat them better.
Credit to Rod though for I don't know if you guys caught it, but Laz asked Rod a question in the next press conference, and Rod looked at him and goes, "Great question, by the way."
Like Torts buried his ass. Like, oh man.
As for what Vegas does here, though, it sounds like that AHL coach. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he'll get.
Is it Craig?
Ryan
Craig. Okay, it sounds like he's kind of in line to take that job here next in replacement of Torts. For the roster itself, I don't know, man. They got to get younger. Like, they got to get younger. You look at what they have right now. It's a lot of older guys, as you pointed out, the contracts, whether it's term or if it's AAV that they're eating up right now, they've got a lot of it. Now, that is a team that isn't scared of getting rid of guys. The only problem that they're going to run into at some point is your arsenal is running low. Like, how often are they moving off of guys and attaching picks or using picks to go bring other guys in? At some point, you just don't have the same quality of picks or amount of them left, and that's kind of where they're trending towards. It hasn't hit that point yet where they just have nothing, but they are heading in that direction. The biggest thing for me, because there's a lot of stuff they can do that's kind of patchwork throughout the lineup, and I think they can get themselves into a decent spot to get to the deadline and not have to worry about the offseason, but goaltending. Like, they are going to be in the market for goaltending. They got to fix other spots of their lineup, but, like, they got to go fix the goaltending. Well, like, Bob, that's great. Go get Bob. But, again, like, Nick, you said what you think the contract could have been that he's asking for from Florida. He ain't asking for a penny less in Vegas.
My theory is, and I said, I don't think Carolina values the goaltending position enough to spend big money there. I think they'll look center, a la Dylan Larkin, something else may come to the market. But I really think, and actually Nick Fairbanks, or Guy Banksy, mentioned this first, LA could be a spot for Bob, and does Darcy Kemper find his way out of town? Could Vegas be a destination there? I also think, I mean, you'd have to think like Akira Schmid's a guy that, are they going to rely on him a little bit more next year with Carter Hart? I mean, Vegas, what?
There's just one issue with Schmid.
He's going to be signed.
So, and they only have $4.6 million in cap space.
Right.
And how much is Dorofeev going to ask for? Like,
well, and I know we say it every year, and it never happens.
Offer
sheets. Like, I wonder if teams just look at it and go, we got so much money to spend.
It's different than any other time, yeah.
Like, we can just go get horny and we can just give money to somebody. Dorofeev's an unbelievable player. Some team might just look at it and be like, all right, like, we got the picks to sacrifice here because you're going to have to give up compensation, obviously, in it, right? So you got to go and get it. Like, does somebody just say, forget it, like, we'll go get that, we'll go try at least, and then put Vegas in a bad spot because
they give them 8.9 or like 9.2 for 2 years?
Well, like Nick, even think about it. What if there's a team out there that's like, we desperately need scoring and we will pony up the extra 1.5 to get them to 10 and a half and make them uncomfortable?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's an incredible contract for the guy, but they might look at it and be like, we got so much room.
Yeah, I think Utah would be a team in a more of a position to do it. Like, I think St. Louis values those picks a little bit. But Utah.
Why not Montreal?
I mean, I
Here's
know
one.
there's a need down the middle.
You want to get nuts with what's going on right now?
Go ahead.
Let's
The
do it.
Edmonton Oilers.
That's what I was. I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh Lord! But even then,
What
like,
if Edmonton says, "Yeah, you want to block the coach"?
well, they'll take Dorothy.
Seattle. That's a good one. Seattle.
Don't
could-
send them to hell, please. No.
No, they're
Seattle
gonna like
could just.
Have more
don't
Seattle
send them
could
to
just
hell.
say, "Fuck it, we need anybody."
Don't send them to hell.
They
It's not
offered freaking
What else?
Panarin $14 million, and he still said
like,
no.
no, because he didn't want to go to hell. Like, it's just like, no. This is where
Cody
players go to.
Northwest.
No, this
Seattle's
is
a
where
nice
players
town.
go
I've
to
been
die.
there.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Beautiful.
Seattle is. We've had this conversation with Zach.
Yep.
Seattle's a
It's-
beautiful town. I don't know what you're talking.
Yeah, but they are as mid can
I can't
get.
around.
Like Dort. Like,
I had a joke
this-
to make here, but I'm not gonna make it.
This may be the summer of offer sheets because Jason Robertson could get offer sheeted. Like, because Dallas
That
can't
would be a
re-sign
guy
him.
I'd offer sheet like more than Dorothy.
Dorofiev can get offer
He
sheeted.
wants so much money.
Like I think the Maverick Bork and even our guy Samoskevich.
Mackey could get offer sheeted.
Right?
Like,
So that's why another point. That's why I think the Panthers really need to hurry up and make this fucking deal with the goaltender because any trade for a goaltender of note is gonna include Mackie Samoskevich. So kind of need to include him in that right now. So that's another.
I mean,
thought.
we made one trade, Emil Piani
Yeah.
in an enemy,
Oh,
whatever the hell his name.
You know what? You know what? The Panthers are going to make a trade tomorrow, and it's going to be send Jesper Boqvist to fucking Calgary with Kirby.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes, for Boquist to Toronto. There you go.
There you go.
Zach,
Here's your analytic pickup.
Zach, anything else you want to touch on before you go here? And I know a lot of our community follows you anyways, but you can let us know what you're up to as well, too.
No, I'll say this, and then I want to get your guys' thoughts on this.
Yep.
I don't know how you guys have felt about the whole situation that unfolded with like Marner and the.
Oh, I didn't know you
storm
wanted to
and
go there
everything.
tonight, Zach.
I'll
To
bring
dark
up like
days.
we'll lightly touch on this.
I was
in
leaving
here,
that
but-
out for you, but okay.
No,
Oh, are we talking about the dark days?
well, that's it. But that's part of it.
Zach,
yeah.
I always got your back on the Marner stuff. If no one does,
Thank
I'm
you.
always here.
I know. My thing on it is just, I think Leafs fans should just. I'm not saying other fan bases can't give them shit. It's very easy to, and a lot of times very, very deserving. So I completely understand that. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Whoa, Leafs fans do nothing wrong." That's not what I'm getting at. But Leafs fans should be allowed to be happy that Mitch lost and didn't win the Conn Smythe. Like, you know, at the end of the day, he took shots at the city on his way out. He brought up the Dark Times comment. And no matter what you want to say, he didn't perform in Toronto. Like, it's not.
He
It's
should
not a,
feel very honored that his security team.
Oh yeah, you should DM his security back.
That was
That was
incredible. That was incredible. We've
I
been
didn't
doing
get
this
one of
for
those.
what?
I felt
We've been
that
doing
felt-
this for a couple years. I've never had any player's
Wait.
family member call me a piece of shit. At least not to my face. But that's pretty honored. I would be pretty honored. if
I
were
couldn't
you.
believe that one when I got it. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I looked the guy up. I'm like, "Holy shit! I can't believe this." But
Rockets. for sure.
It's
it was insane that happened, and I'm not the only person. Like, you guys know me. Like, I don't take offense to it. I just thought it was insane who it was. Like, I don't really care. It just, but like, you know, he didn't perform here, and Leafs fans are frustrated with that. And I know Tonio in the chat here says Marner didn't perform in Toronto, but nobody else did. Yeah,
Tonio's a Hawks fan.
You're right.
I don't
Okay.
think they're mad at that. They're mad at the weight. Like he's taking shots at the
Yeah,
franchise.
Yeah, if he would
That's-
have just left with not saying anything, I don't think
Yeah.
Toronto fans would be like.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
exactly it from my perspective. Is like, I don't think people realize as much that how frustrating it was for Leafs fans to live through it. Like, the whole time he was here, it felt like he went to war with the fan base. You know, he threatened to go to Switzerland. He threatened to sign offer sheets. He sucked every last penny out of them on that deal that he signed. And I think for a couple of years, he was probably a little bit overpaid. And then when he didn't perform in the playoffs, it's like those things come back to Leafs fans. You know, Matthews and Nylander, Like Nylander's deal was immediately a sweetheart deal within 1 year after he signed it. Yeah, it was difficult to get there and he held out, but he also always said how much he loved it here and how much he wanted to be here and how he wouldn't go anywhere else. We never heard offer sheets, nothing. It was always Leafs. He made it hard to sign the deal, but then it was immediately a great deal. Like it was just the way the whole thing unfolded. So for Leafs fans to see him go out the way he did and, coupling it back with there was a deal there on the table for Mikko Rantanen, and whether he would have signed here or not, I don't know. But it was reported that he was interested in coming here. So it was like we could have had Mikko Rantanen, and he blocked that, and he didn't want to do it, and he was picking houses in Vegas in January, and he was talking to guys at Four Nations about the city and where to live and that kind of stuff. Like those things rub people the wrong way. And then to bring up the dark times and all that stuff, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, and Leafs fans had it rubbed in their face the entire time that it was happening, and I get it. Like, I'm not saying people were wrong for that, but I just think for the reaction that Leafs fans had after is justified to be as happy as they were. That's all I kind of wanted to get to on that is just like, look, people can still shit on Leafs fans. I completely get it, man. I get it. Like, I'm an idiot Leafs fan at times too, and I probably deserve people dunking on me as well. I completely get
As
it.
a Cowboy fan, I understand.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But
I just wanted to say thanks, Zach. I got to get back to work. I wanted to just hop on and introduce myself and stuff, but keep doing what you're doing, man. We love your stuff. And
thank you. I appreciate that. Great to meet you, Ceaz. Great to meet you.
Hey, Ceaz, congrats on the Kelly Cup again. But
also, my boy plays for the Florida Everblades.
Oh, really?
Who is that? Real quick.
Well, what the fuck?
Jordan Sambrook.
He's awesome. What a beauty.
Yeah, he's the best.
So I'll be
this summer.
Yeah, so I invited him to Elbow Room, so we're gonna try to make that work this summer.
Okay.
Oh Lord, not the summer Ceaz again.
And quick fact:
as long as the Hurricanes don't go down there, the Hurricanes.
Isaac Nurse, who scored the game winner last night, is the cousin of the Oilers nurse.
Darnell
Wow,
Nurse.
they're going to be teammates next year. UCHL.
Later, guys.
But the Marner thing was just like, and I just hated the fact that he always thought the Leafs fans wanted him to fail. When I saw all those late Maple Leafs fans in Maple Leafs Gardens coming there for every playoff game, hoping game in and game out that you would score a big goal for them every day. The guys that bought your jerseys, the kids that idolized you growing up playing hockey, and it's kind of like a slap in the face. Like, it's not like they did you wrong by any means. You asked for a lot of money, they gave you it, and like whatever you wanted, you got. Like, you guys wanted Babcock fired. Babcock was fired. You wanted
they got the best of everything, and Zack knows that. The best chefs, the best trainers, the best.
It's just
let's start with Kyle Dubas.
But sniping at the city as you leave is so like it that I just can't stand that. Like, especially when it's people that supported you the entire time, and you could say whatever the media or whatever. The media is a different story. Like, if you want to snipe at Steve Simmons, I don't think anyone's blaming you. But if you want to snipe at the fan base, like a guy like Zack, I hate to bring this up, but after Game 7 against Florida, just like felt like his heart got ripped out after they came back, won Game 6, and thinking maybe this is the time. This time is different, or when they were up 2-0 or anything like that.
You didn't hate bringing that up. You didn't hate.
I didn't hate hearing it. I'm not gonna lie. I
didn't
hate hearing it.
But Zack, it's also the part there too where they don't agree with what you said, but he even mentioned, well, I just need to turn off social media.
Well, can I also say this?
No, right?
I think the Kelly McCrimmon stuff, and I know it's maybe a more niche topic. I don't think that helped either. Like,
no.
Oh, well, we got a better team than Toronto did, and this.
Yeah, on what radio station?
The ex-girlfriend.
Oh yeah, he made all the rounds.
And I'm like, you're just fucking riling it up, and then obviously, like, he can say whatever he wants. Like, I mean, to go out the way you did, you have Kelly McCrimmon piling on, then they're also and I'm not here to disparage Marner about the dark day comment. I don't know what it refers to, but
What fucking dark days did he have?
I'm not. I don't
What
know.
dark days? Up in his mansion, up in there in Ontario,
But it's
playing for your
just seemed
hometown
very
team.
much
Like what dark days?
like I think the biggest thing, and Kirby, you talk about this, like that contract, like negotiation,
Yeah,
like
goes back to
the
that.
shit that was pulled, and like that was not a good pro. Like Kirby, we've talked about the Bobrovsky thing, how things could change if things don't go well. I mean, some of the stories that came out about that, like
Well, and Zach, I always compare back to my day with Eric Lindros, the family, and I have personal family friends that know the Lindros family.
like was it 13.93 or some shit like
10.
that?
10.9.
Junior number.
It matches a
10.9.
lot of that, Zach, that I
Like, what are we
know,
fucking doing?
that
here?
I know about Lindros, right? And that's my feelings on Marner, right? I know the Lindros situation a little bit more personal than the Marner.
Even
one.
the Elliott story that came out after, guys, like right, like the other thing that got brought up is that his camp held it over the Maple Leafs' head the entire time he was in Toronto because Lou Lamoriello didn't give him the same signing bonus that he gave Austin Matthews.
Yep.
Like you made $10.93 million because you wanted number 93 for the next 6 years or whatever it was that he signed in Toronto. Like you made enough money, you made enough endorsement deals, but you held a grudge for 9 years because they didn't give you the same ELC bonus that Matthews got. Like
Well,
Matthews was the first
overall
overall
pick.
pick. He scored 40 goals in his first year. Like it all made sense immediately. Like those are the things that just rub Leafs fans the wrong way, where it was like we gave you everything and nothing was ever good enough. Like he was treated like a hero here until he just turned it back on them. So that's the stuff that just like drives me nuts. Like even the fact that they were pissed off that after he was drafted, they didn't bring him into the NHL right away and they sent him back to junior, but Matthews got to play right away. Like it was always like
Comparison.
a comparison where it's like, hey, you're on the same team, and then he took it out on the Leafs and the fans for these things that he didn't like, and some of which I think are just extremely petty.
And
Are
some
you
of the-
saying that
some of the back and forth too with Nylander and Marner wasn't great, and I think Nylander's getting a bad reputation of what he's done in the playoffs as being the playoff driver. Now, Nylander did himself no favors this past year, but again, like the stuff with Nylander and Marner, I thought that was really petty as well, and how the narrative tried to change here with Marner's run here with Vegas. I was
also like the optics of doing all that? Like you've heard the term. You could be a piece of shit and really good at what you do, and you could be really shit at what you do, but you could be really nice, but you can't be both. I don't know if you've ever heard that saying. Like the optics with everything that kind of went on there, and I'm not even mentioned Mitch Marner's the father thing. It was just that's a whole nother story.
Better get skating, Mitch. I swear to God.
that goes back.
Even to his the dad thing though, like just quickly on that, like it's been now publicly reported that his dad used to call into Toronto radio stations if his kid was criticized and tell the radio stations like to fuck off. Like that stuff is like nuts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like all that, and I get it. No, I don't. All that.
No, we
And
don't get it. We don't understand.
to play the way you
We're
did.
mere peasants
It's like-
compared to them.
It's not just falling short. It just seemed very different when you watched Mitch Marner versus Austin Matthews and Willie Nylander. It was just different. Like I'll go back. Zach, you might have said this. I don't remember who said it. You go back to that Boston series in 2024 when Austin Matthews goes out. I believe it's in Game 4, and Mitch Marner scores a beautiful behind the legs. Like he goes through his own legs and he puts it home. And he's like, that should have been a goal that jump started him.
yeah.
And then it was right back to the same shit the next shift. And I look at many different things, and it's not just a choke. Like you could look back at this whole era of Leafs hockey. It's a not wasted, but missed opportunity. I look at the year they lost to Montreal. I look at the year they lost to Florida in 2023. Look at the year they lost to us in 2025, given that they had a 2-0 lead. I even look at 2024. Those are 4 years where you could have at least won a round. They did win the round in one of those years, but also could have won to conference final, cup final. Like that Montreal blown 3-1 lead, like that was labeled Toronto to the cup conference final cup the whole time, because you would have played Winnipeg, who eventually got swept by Carey Price in Montreal, and you have a 2-0 lead against 2025 and 2025 against Florida. You blow that. Say whatever you want about the 23 Panthers. That team should not have lost to the Leafs that year when Kyle Dubas went all out and acquired, I think it was Eric Gustafson and
Ryan O'Reilly,
Nola Chari, Sam Lafferty, Jake McCabe.
Chari was a Leaf, wasn't he?
Yeah, they made all those moves, and I just think the difference in those series, and I don't want to just single him out, but it's the star players, and I know what the narrative is, and I know what he's done in Vegas here, and there'll continue to be a narrative because he didn't win the Stanley
Remember, Bertuzzi was too.
But I just think I honestly think it was the best thing for them to move on. It's such a fucking shit show, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a never-ending
for both parties
conversation
to go their own way. It's just to me, like, I just think that Leafs fans deserve to have the moment of, like, celebrating in what happened here, just because of the way he went out and not having to see him hoist the Conn Smythe and the Stanley Cup. Because if they won the Stanley Cup, he was winning the Conn Smythe. And the Leafs fans avoid that, and I think that that's like a moment of relief for them. And, like, I don't know, like, I'm not trying to tell people to stop getting on them about stuff again, but it's just, in my opinion, I look at it and I'm like, man, this is a moment that Leafs fans are allowed to be feeling that way. You're just
and you can honestly look at this opportunity and say, this is the only cup Mitch Marner might ever get to. Like, he might not get back there again.
Given it's a sense of relief for Leafs fans, but as a content creator myself, it's still going to be around your post games like all
night.
But
it's like,
it's never ending, right?
It's just so sweet. You're just like, Mitch lost in the Stanley Cup too.
Oh, Zack will have his rebuttals and his comebacks, but that chat, it's you got the Marner supporters still in there,
Who supports that guy?
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot out there.
Like, if you're a Leaf fan, I'm saying go to hell with yourself. Honestly, it's just, I don't know. I can't think of like a comparison like any of my. I guess there's one with one of my sports teams, but it's like,
I don't know.
It's not even close. Is it close to Marner? It could be. I don't think so, but
Zack, thank you for jumping on here today. Appreciate it. We're going to definitely have you on here in the offseason and towards the regular season as we break down the Atlantic Division. Any other news that might break this?
We're not projecting Florida first. We're not doing that again.
That's right.
We're going to do the predictions.
You know what?
After training camp this year.
We're doing Montreal #1.
Unanimous.
Zack, what do you got on the go here? Nice to see you back on the stream there tonight too.
Yeah, it was good to be back. Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Sorry for being so late here. I was like, good. I finished up and then I was like, let's see if the boys are still going. You were, and I was like, all right, I'm going to come on here. But tomorrow, a couple big things across the network and some stuff I'm working on off the roster tomorrow morning with Cabby, Dan Riccio, and Lindsey Dunn. We got Dave Pagnotta. He's coming on to talk about the Joseph Woll trade. Nice rumors still out there. The Leafs coaching stuff. It's a Toronto sports show, so it'll be all Toronto stuff. But that's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And then at 1 o'clock on the sheet, we've got Eric Tulsky. So,
tell him Kirby's a big fan.
He's a bit sober, but we'll see.
Yeah, so that's what we got coming up. And then as for post-game shows, I don't know. The Marlies play again on Thursday. I was going to try to do more, but I got concert tickets for Christmas, so I can't go. I got Bailey Zimmerman on Thursday.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got a concert, and I was like, yo, like, I love doing the show. I love the Marlies, but, like, I'm not skipping this concert to do the Marlies post-game. If they go to Game 5 on Saturday night, I'll be back then. But otherwise, I'll be on sheet and off the roster and hopefully coming on here more.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we'd have you on here on After Darks, but the Saturdays always conflict with the Leafs.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we were going late last season. People were
like
miserable. Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? Same fucking story. 10 o'clock game ends. Me and Cody come on here. Yeah, Panthers win this, lose this one again. 10 games to go. All right, let's do Tankathon, and then we're done
Yeah.
in like half an hour.
No, remember me and Ryan did the freaking watch along?
Oh,
for the
Calgary. I
Calgary?
passed out on the couch, and I just woke up.
And Mikola got his freaking knee
I
ran
got
into
a
the
text
wall.
from Ryan that says Mikola tore his ACL. I'm like,
ACL.
you know what? I don't give a fuck. Let's just end this shit.
We were cooked. Like
No.
it was just like we were down like 5-1. We can't win in that fucking building. Thank God it's dying.
No.
And Mikola just got ran the hell over. And it's just like
But yeah, Zach, appreciate your time. We'll definitely have to have you back. So
Yeah.
hey, Zach,
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Fun as always. So thank
enjoy
you
the
guys.
concert, big fella.
Yeah,
Thanks, Zach.
thank you. I will.
Enjoy your
I
summer.
will.
Hey,
Thank you. You guys too.
yes,
All
sir.
right, see you guys.
See you.
I think that's
Well,
all. Extra.
That went longer than we thought, but
Yeah.
we at least we've had 20 strong all night.
NHL season's over. We're still going till 2 a.m.
This is not a 24-hour stream here.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it.
Alex,
Hell, you go piss.
the building.
We'll take shifts.
We're the beef.
Kirby, you're earlier. Me and Cody will go to bed, and then I'll wake up and you go to bed, and then Cody, when he gets home from work, he'll take over.
Imagine that there were so many moves in one day that we just kept going on a loop here.
I trust that our wonderful audience will stay with us the whole time.
If
Tony
Chuck
will be here with us.
leaves Florida and wins the Cup of Vegas, he'll hit him forever. No, if he snipes us on the way out repeatedly, then yeah. But if it's on mutual terms or and other stuff happens, then no.
I'll just tell you this: I don't know. I don't think he's going to do it. And yes, Meeksy, we should do that.
I already
would-
told Cody.
I don't think
I
he's
would
going to do it.
smoke them both.
But like, it's not in his character. But like, if Bob takes shots at Florida heading out, which I don't think he will.
Bob's not like that.
I don't think he will. But
Nick,
I don't know.
your
I'm
feelings-
really surprised at how this thing played out.
Nick's feelings are really into this Bob thing. A lot of it, like me and Adonis, like we've come to grips with it.
I could give a damn. Just get a goalie.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that, Cody.
Yeah, and Cody ain't gonna be Cody. You can get on Nick for the new goalie if it's a couple of these guys.
listen. In my opinion,
I'll
Bob.
defend Bennington, but I need both of you with
In
me.
my opinion, Bob's the greatest goalie the Panthers have ever had, and he's gonna be like that for a while. I don't think anyone should wear number 72 again for the Panthers. Like he's
Help Bob. Not anymore, but help Bob.
He'll be here.
But anyway, wrapping
Hold
up.
on a minute, Cody, before we do.
Can we get? Oh my
No.
god!
There we go, Kirby. Help Bob to help Connor.
Oh God, we got new ones going on here.
Connor McDavid. Oh, but
At some point.
anyway, wrapping up here tonight. We appreciate everyone for watching with us on this late night episode of Cats and Rats After Dark. Once again, have your post notifications on. We will go live if there's any Panthers breaking news, so we will always be ready for that. But signing off here tonight for Kirby, Nick, and myself, we say thank you. And as always, let's go, Cats.